Dunkanites, assemble.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Shake it, but keep pointing out all the lies. Putting the scripture right in your eye. The Bible guy. He reads Hebrew and Greek and shows you that your book's not unique. The Bible guy. He turns through the pages until every Christian rages. The Bible guy. Watch one time and you're hooked. Now let's watch why the Christians get cooked. The Bible guy.
Howdy, howdy, folks. This is the Bible Guy coming at you live from Northeast Texas. How we all doing today? Everyone, make sure you tap that screen. Share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends, and with your enemies. Let's get the word out there so we can have some interesting conversations about how the Bible is bullshit. I'm your host, the Bible Guy. And here's a little fun tidbit of knowledge for you guys. This upcoming February the 11th, which will be a Wednesday, crazily enough, I'm going to be co-hosting On the Line with Matt Dillahunty, which is wild because as a young budding atheist in my early 20s, I never would have ever thought that the day would ever come where I would get to co-host with basically the individual who has inspired me in my critical thinking skills. Like, I learned about how to think critically and engage with critical thought by listening to Matt Dillahunty's debates on the atheist experience a long time ago. So I'm going to be fangirling a little bit, but also like, I don't know if the internet can handle both our bald heads up on screen at one time, but we'll find out. But everyone, let's get those likes up so we can get some Christian interlocutors in here today. So let's see, guest box is ready to go. And if you're on YouTube and you're opposition or friendly and you'd like to call in, then make sure you call in at tinyurl.com/Bible Guy Guest. Bro, get a fedora for real and become Heisenberg. I'm not quite there yet, Ems. I'm not quite there yet. I'm not that desperate for cash. Although, fun fact, I used to live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, when I was in the 6th and 7th grade. Dalton is the type of guy who won't eat tomatoes but loves ketchup. This is it's not entirely false, but also not entirely true. There are exceptions. I will eat tomatoes under certain exceptions. Definition of hateism: people who have strong hate against Christianity and the God of the Bible. Well, I don't really hate the God of the Bible because he doesn't exist. I don't hate him any more than I would hate, like, let's say, Voldemort. But Christianity as a religion depends on the version of Christianity. I have stronger emotions towards some versions of Christianity over others. Any version of Christianity which lends itself to, like, homophobia and transphobia and just general bigotry, then yeah, I would hate that because I hate bigotry. But no, I don't hate your God, and no more than I hate Baal or Chemosh or any of those other deities. Your God's not special. But no, hateism, it's atheism, but I'm an atheist. I lack a belief in your God. But you're more than welcome to come up and give me a good reason why to think that the Bible is not bullshit. Brandy, Liberation Theology, says, Bible Guy, what do you think about Rome telling the narrative of Jesus? Little unethical? Rome telling what do you mean, Brandy? What do you mean by Rome telling the narrative of Jesus? You mean, like, what do I think about the Catholic Church's, like, take on Jesus? Edward's Dilemma says, Mommy says I'm special. You know what? I have no doubt of that whatsoever. You are special, Edward. You are special to me. Um, let's see. And I don't know if we're gonna get Ashlyn today. Yeehaw! Yesterday, her temperature was still at 101 degrees Fahrenheit because we're Americans and we use Fahrenheit. But we'll see if she's feeling up to it today to come up. But we already have a super chat.
At Herbie Shine with the 10 pounds. Hello, Governor. Wait, this isn't the bottle guy? What's this Shizola? Co-hosting with your look-alike Dillahunty. I believe W is needed.
My look-alike? Not Dillahunty. I don't think me and Matt look very much alike. Besides the, the obviously, is she vaccinated? Ashlyn, I'm sure she is. She's an ethical person, so yeah, of course she's vaccinated. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, me and Matt Dillahunty don't look all that similar. Although it's funny because y'all remember last week my 6-year-old cousin tried calling into the show, and which I immediately blocked him. But today he said, "Dalton, are you the bubble guy?" He said the bubble guy. I said, "Yes, I am the bubble guy. I be blowing all them bubbles." But Herbie Shine, thank you for the super chat. Fun fact: Protestants burned witches too. This is true. Salem witch trials, where they were Protestant. So yes, both the witches, both the Catholics, Protestants, everyone's been burning witches, even though magic isn't real, and witches don't really pose any real threat in the real world. It was just that the men in power don't like it when the women get uppity, apparently, so they had to start burning them at the stake. Typical Christian men. Let's see. What is this? Can't hate something that does not exist, but why? Are you looking for a loophole? Tell us how you feel about Roman popery, Dalton. About popery is not. That's definitely a Catholic. Are you a Protestant Christian? Asking me about popery. What do I think about the Pope? I don't believe in the papacy because I'm not a Christian. So I think the Pope is just a guy who everyone listens to because of tradition, and not because he has any real real supernatural authority, because there is no such thing as supernatural authority. Typical using a marginalized group as a scapegoat, and we're still doing it. Who are we talking about? Me? I'm not. Who am I using a marginalized? Women are the marginalized group that have been used as a scapegoat. Yeah, and we're still doing it. Sadly, crazy. It's craziness for sure. Oh, sure. There's the one you read. Classic Man of God. Yeah, classic Moggs. Quinzo says, "Hi, Tom Rabbit. Best wishes from Ireland." Oh no, I'm not Tom Rabbit. One of these days, we're gonna get Tom Rabbit to come on the show and talk to me, so we can put to bed the theory that I am secretly Tom Rabbit. But guys, I hear it. Likely story, Tom. Yeah. Well, me and Tom have a few things in common. One being a similar voice, but secondly, that Darth Dawkins hates both of us. So, I haven't seen Gary in a while. It's probably because he blocked me. But we have a guest. Edward's Dilemma.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, bud.
Oh,
I'm just gonna.
questions.
Yeah, I do the standard 3 questions. Are you at least 18?
I am.
And are you a Bible believer?
I am not.
And then we'll skip the question 3 and go to question 4.
All
Pronouns.
He, him.
All right, Edward's Dilemma. Hey, bud. Welcome to the show. What brings you up?
I had a quick question about Numbers 31.
Sure.
Numbers 31, is it 28 or 25 where they speak of the the spoils for the Lord?
Let's see.
Is it
Numbers
28 or 25?
I'm not sure myself which verse explicitly it is. Let's take a look. Numbers 31, verse 25. Yahweh says to Moses, "You and Eleazar the priest and the heads of the ancestral house of the congregation make an inventory of the plunder captured, both human and animal. Divide the plunder into two parts between the warriors who sent out to battle and all the congregation. From the share of the warriors who went out to battle, set aside a tribute for Yahweh, one item out of every 500, whether persons, oxen, donkeys, or sheep. Take it from their half and give it to Eleazar the priest as an offering to Yahweh." I have a feeling I know what your question is going to be, but ask it.
28. So I thought I saw a version where the word tribute in 28, a levy and a tribute, was actually the word for sacrifice.
Well, let's take a look. But I mean, that's how I read it. When it's a tribute, like when you offer a person up to Eleazar the priest as a tribute, like what else do you offer to a priest other than sacrifices? But let's take a look at the actual Hebrew word real quick. It's verse 28. Let's see. What about and leave it? The word for tribute here is, let's see. It is the word makes, which means like a proportion to be paid, a tax, gift, computation. But it seems like the implication here is that these people are to be offered to the priests. And as soon as I read it, I said, "Oh yeah, this is 100% a reference to like the Israelites engaging in human sacrifice." Is that what you were
Yes.
wondering about? Yeah, I think so.
That's what I'm wondering. And I've heard the apologetic because it says whether persons, right, included in the list of, you're not going to have. So the apologetic I've heard is that they're going to work in the temple for the priest. But does that mean because the sheep are going to work in the temple for the priest too?
Yeah,
Or does
yeah,
it mean
like,
that
and consider how non-Israelites are treated in as far as like the temple system is concerned. Like non-Israelites aren't even allowed to go past a certain point in the temple / tabernacle area. So the idea that they're full on working in the temple is a wild take on it. It's the obvious and plain implication of the text is that these human beings are being offered as a mulk sacrifice to Yahweh.
So that means what sacrifice means, right?
Yeah, that's the implication for sure.
Yeah. And of course, if you bring that up in an argument with Christians, they're not gonna like that. They're gonna argue against it, and I'm sure there's apologetics for it.
Your best bet is to look at the work of Francesca Stavrakopoulou on this topic. She has a lot of videos on YouTube covering the topic of how human sacrifices were in fact offered to Yahweh by the Israelites. A long time ago, we thought that there was a god called Molech that people offered up human sacrifice to, although now scholars are starting to realize that Molech was not in fact the name of a deity, and we have no evidence of a deity ever by the name of Molech being worshipped by any of the Canaanites. In fact, more likely that this is a reference to what's called a mulk, which is a category of sacrifice offered up amongst the Canaanites, including the Israelites, and a mulk sacrifice is a human sacrifice.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. That was my question. I didn't want to assert that they did endorse human sacrifice without at least looking into it more.
I mean, Yahweh says explicitly in the book of Ezekiel that he commanded human sacrifice in order to horrify the people of Israel. So, this is just part of that tradition.
Okay. Well, thanks. That's all I had.
Happy to help, bud.
All right.
To SP 0351 says, can someone repeat her name? I'd like to check out her video. Her name is Francesca Stavrakopoulou. Thank you for the cowboy hat. Francesca Stavrakopoulou. You can just type in Francesca Stav, STAV, human sacrifice, and I'm pretty sure it'll be one of the first videos that show up. She's got videos on the Myth Vision channel, so that's a good place for you to look for her. Your banner is correct. Yes, the banner is correct. The Bible is bullshit. But I'm curious to see whether or not there are any Christians out there who are willing to come up here and change my mind on that. I'm willing to have my mind changed if the evidence is in favor of your position. It's a little bit cold in here. With the winter going on. One second. Put a jacket on. Oh, that's better. Dear the Bible Guy, is this streaming on YouTube? Repeated listens, thanks. It is. And if you're on TikTok right now and you want to watch my lives, you just go to the Bible Guy on YouTube. And I got tons. Literally every single live that I've ever done is up there on YouTube. Super Daryl says, another wannabe atheist trying to be TikTok famous. LOL. They all over the place. Well, I'm not interested necessarily in being TikTok famous, Daryl. I do good work here. I get paid well for doing the work that I do. Thank you to everyone who sends the super chats. And I'm fine as I am. You sound a bit jealous. Don't be jealous, bud. SP says she was on MythVision yesterday. Just found her. She was on MythVision yesterday. I didn't see her there. Yeehaw! Thank you for the cowboy hat. Yeah, Daryl, it's a community. Don't hate. Yeah, don't be a hater, Daryl. I know you wish you could be up here on this platform doing what I do, but you know, you're just not built for it, I guess. Off to YouTube. Hell yeah, thank you, bud. Wardrobe change. Yeah, a little bit warmer now. Like, listen, guys, as a I think it's awesome what you do, Dalton. Thank you, sir. Game a lot. As a Texan, the slightest like weather change is super inconvenient for me. Like, it's basically the snow is almost all gone and it's all slushy, and yet I'm still freezing my ass off because I ain't used to it. By the way, fun story. Yesterday, I tried going on a friend's live, Sarah, who Blue and Pink Shark. I tried going on her live yesterday, turned my camera on, and her live got flagged because TikTok, for some reason, thought that I was nude. It saw this and thought I was naked. Self-aware said Jesus never fulfilled any messianic prophecy. This is true. Jesus didn't fulfill a single messianic prophecy, not a single one. Therefore, he cannot be the Messiah. MythVision, oof, MythVision's awesome. Come up to what? Oops, did not mean to push that button. Come up to Vermont, Dalton? Hell no. Hell to the no. Not interested in going anywhere colder than this. Like, it's bad enough that I get like a week of winter here. If I could get no winter at all, I'd be so much happier. Self-aware says the Gospels are anonymous and don't show up in the history until 160. This is also true. Yes. And the children did say, "Go away, bald head." Hey, you know what? If you slander the prophet of Doug for his baldness, you know what's going to come for you? The bears are going to come for you. There you go, guys. I got the bears. Darth Dawkins loves you and wants a personal relationship with you. Ew, gross. No, thank you. I wouldn't let Darth Dawkins isn't like even worthy to lick my like brown ring. Uh let's see. So if you choose the bears, you choose God. If you choose the bears, you choose Doug. If you choose the bears, you're choosing Doug. I the bears. Nah, Derek went down a dark path. He may be a decent creator, but dude is not a good person. Not chilling with Robert Price. He is not. What's wrong with Robert Price? I don't know anything. I don't know anything about all the drama on that side. Before the stream gets cooking, can we convince the Bible guy to install an ad blocker so we don't see ads on his Hebrew website? Yeah, I definitely need to get on that, don't I? Let me know of a good free ad blocker, and I'll 100% get on that because I hate ads. I hate ads so much that I pay for YouTube Premium because I cannot stand watching ads. And we got another super chat here.
At Herbie Shine with the £5. I'm pretty sure Moloch was mentioned in Buffy. You're telling us you know more than Buffy? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, so in the Bible we have this like deity named Moloch, and the strange thing is, which by the way, and Moloch has been the inspiration for lots of other beings and creatures from pop culture, science fiction, and fantasy. For example, if you watch Supernatural, Moloch makes an appearance on there. If you're a fan of the Elder Scrolls games, they're the god of the vampires, the Daedric lord of vampires and submission and domination is Molag Bal, and his name is actually based on the ancient Canaanite deities Moloch and Baal. But again, Moloch wasn't actually a god. We have no evidence that the Israelites, that anyone was worshiping a god named Moloch. It's probably just a misinterpretation of the Hebrew of the phrase mulk, and mulk was a category of sacrifice in amongst the Canaanites. But we have no archaeological data whatsoever of a god named Moloch that was worshipped by anyone in ancient Canaan, which is wild. I thought Moloch was a sacrifice. Correct. It's called a mulk sacrifice. Not a Moloch. Moloch is just the misinterpretation of the original, like what the Hebrew is meant to say. Don't forget that Hebrew originally only included consonants and not vowels. And so the consonants of mulk are there. They were just misinterpreted as being a reference to the name of the proper name of a deity as opposed to the proper name of a sacrifice. Which god did the Molech's child sacrifice? The Molech sacrifice could have been offered up to any deity, but we do have evidence of the Molech sacrifice being offered up to Yahweh in the Hebrew Bible and outside the Hebrew Bible. But it was like a sacrifice you could offer to any deity. I like when MythVision finds 20-year-old atheist-themed videos everyone has seen and does a dumb reaction with clickbait titles. Guys, y'all, Jesus Christ, you guys don't like MythVision at all. I like it. I love that Derek has people like Francesca Stavrokopoulou on there, for example, and assortment of other biblical scholars. That's where I first discovered Dr. Francesca. Who else named in the Bible? Who else named? Godwin, can you be a bit more specific? Are you talking about whether the deities are named in the Bible? Whether the people? Let's see. They mistook it for the word mollusk, and hence were banned throughout the Middle East for shellfish. Meaning demons that molect. Who else named in the Bible meaning demons that molect? gods that perform Moloch sacrifices. Oh, um, I'm not sure of specific deities in the Hebrew Bible that Moloch sacrifices were offered to besides Yahweh. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Perhaps Baal? I heard a story about Baal worshippers being overtaken by Yahweh worshippers. Is this true? That's the story in the Hebrew Bible of the prophet Elijah taking the prophets of Baal to task, and using God magic to overpower their God magic. But did it happen in real life? No. And
At helping MAGA deconstruct with the $5. Harvey, keep cooking. The issue with Nefisha is he went on a big anti-woke scholarship riot. You will notice less scholars on his channel last year.
oh, anti-woke scholar? What's woke scholarship? I don't know what that is. Um, y'all ever find it funny that the only people who use, like, I've never used the word woke to describe my like worldview or philosophy or anything like that. The only time I ever see anyone use the phrase woke, it's like conservative people. They're the only people who unironically are using the word woke to describe anybody. It's a strange phenomenon. Oh wow. And
Ship. At Tallyback with the $99.99 super chat. W Tallyback. Hope you get your own place soon. Thanks for your work.
much appreciated, Tally. W to Tally, absolutely, Tally. I am slowly building my way towards like the goal. So here's my goal, guys. I'll let you guys know what my financial goal is right now for the apartment. I plan on saving up at least $10,000 so that I can move out, pay for good internet, pay beginning and last month of rent, obviously, and like have a little cushion. That way I can continue to do this and not have to worry about finding like a real job. I keep doing streaming. So that's currently the goal. And right now we are currently 40% of the way. By the time of the end of February, based on what we've been doing so far, I'll be at around 60% of the way there. So around either during summertime or before summertime, we'll finally reach that goal. Brianna says, I'd love to join later and ask some questions. Brianna, you're more than welcome to do so. Absolutely. You have a very real and important job. Thank you, Kosher Dill. I appreciate that. I sometimes feel like I'm cheating somehow in life because up until this point, I've never had a job that I actually loved doing. Like I used to wake up and be, I'm not gonna lie, I'm too shy. Hey, no need to be shy. You're just among friends here, Brianna. But what was I gonna say? I used to hate waking up to go to work. Used to dread it. And now I get excited to go to work because I love what I do now. And I love like debating. I love talking about the Bible. And I especially love like my audience. Like we got such a fantastic community here. And none of this would be possible without you guys. And I cannot express enough how much I appreciate you. And
At Carlos Valdez with 10 The Bible Guy gift memberships. W Carlos Valdez.
Carlos, every single day, every single stream, sending gift memberships, and we love Carlos for that. Absolutely.
And at Godwin7 with the 99-cent thank you for your donation. No, thank you for your donation.
Let's see. We got over here. At the Bible Guy Official, do you know some of the people at the line besides Justin? If you do, ask them about Derek off stream. You will get a thorough rundown. It got heated for a while. I know a couple people on the line now. I mean, I know Justin, I know Arden, and I guess next week I'll meet, or not next week, the week after next, I'll meet Matt. and obviously godless. So I've got plenty of people I'll ask about that later. And another super chat here.
At Walkmeister, with the $5, Derek went back to platforming Robert Price and avowed a racist. There was a huge outcry from the more liberal creators. Derek lost a lot of subs.
Oh, Robert Price is a racist? This is the first time I'm hearing about this, guys. That's crazy. I never knew that. I'll have to look more into that now. Now y'all have piqued my interest. I'm gonna have to verify what I'm hearing now. Don't get into their interpersonal drama. It's not that interesting. I'm not really all that interested in the drama. There's a whole YouTube world out there, and there's the whole TikTok world, and we're in our own little world here on the Bible Guy channel. And then
At David K. Ruglov with the $10. Do you think the pride-friendly churches are incorrect in interpreting the New Testament about LGBT?
so I'd have to hear their exact arguments. Now I will never ever like speak negatively against a church for being pro LGBT. The more pro LGBT churches we can get, the better. That's better. Listen, guys, I've always said that if I had two options of option number one, every single person I talk to on this live, all of them become an atheist, or I snap my fingers and every single fundamentalist Christian becomes a progressive Christian, I would choose the latter, because at least then, it would take a lot longer. I'm only one person. I get to only talk to one person at a time. And there are millions of bigots out there who are being flamed and fueled by their religion to be bigots and whatnot. But if I could click my fingers and every single fundamentalist today becomes a progressive Christian, so that they are at least accepting of the LGBTQ community, that's a better world. Now, in regards to, I think the Bible is pretty much like against the idea of two men or two women being together sexually, but it's not because of their anti-homosexuality. The authors of the Bible don't really have a working concept of like sexual orientation the way that we do. Their problem with like man-on-man sex or woman-on-woman sex is because it was seen as contrary to the natural order, where man was supposed to be the dominator and women the dominated, and thus it's a whole bunch of nonsense. So I think that they are renegotiating and recontextualizing what the Bible says, but I ain't going to stop them on that, because I'd rather them be pro LGBT than to be bigots. What do I do if I encounter Christians who are against pro LGBT churches? Yeah, debate them on why they are anti-LGBT. Let's see if they're able to give you a good reason for being anti-LGBT that isn't based on the religion. If all they got is because the Bible says so, then just attack the Bible. That's what I would do.
And at Sir Gamelot with the $9.99. Thank you for your donation. No, thank you for your donation.
Now, Sir Gamelot, I am, because of your username, I am curious. What is your favorite game that you play? That's what I want to know. And we got a guest. A returning guest, Tom. Tom, welcome back up to the live once more. We already know you are at least 18 years old. You are a Bible believer and you go by he, him. So Tom, what brings you back up for the third time on the show?
Nice. Well, today I just want to get to understand how you kind of understand Isaiah 53, and probably to check who do you think the whole Bible is talking about, if not Jesus Christ.
Isaiah 53. I understand Isaiah 53 by means of, like, as we discussed last time we talked, by means of the cultural and literary context. So I take into consideration that that Isaiah 53 is not, that Isaiah 53 is not the first time that the servant is mentioned in second Isaiah, right?
Okay, I'm listening because well, I was not the one debating. I think that time. Well, I just read it today, so I just want to get to know how you feel about it.
Yeah, to put it very bluntly and very plainly, the suffering servant of Isaiah 53 is the righteous remnant of the Jewish people as they were suffering in their Babylonian exile.
Um, there's where there's where it talks about a servant, where it says, "Behold, a servant." So
Yeah, the servant is Israel.
don't
If
you
you read
think?
if you read Isaiah 41 and Isaiah 44 and Isaiah 45 and Isaiah 48 and Isaiah 49 over and over and over and over again, the author repeatedly tells us that the servant is Israel.
How? I mean, like, how how can they switch from my servant, as in like is like it talks about a person, then also they talk about as Israel as a whole. Like
Oh, you're
what do
wanting to
you
know?
think?
You want to know why it is that Israel as a whole is being referred to as if they are a singular individual?
Yes, according to you,
Yeah,
because you are saying that is
yeah.
correct.
This is quite common in the Hebrew Bible that the nation of Israel gets referred to as being a singular individual. A popular example of this can be found, for example, in the book of Exodus, chapter 4. Let's see, let me pull it up on the screen.
Yeah, okay.
Isaiah, Exodus chapter 4, verse 22. And Yahweh said to Moses, "When you go back to Egypt, see that you perform before Pharaoh all the wonders that I put in your power, but I will harden his heart so that he will not let the people go. Then you shall say to Pharaoh, Thus saith Yahweh, Israel is my firstborn son. I say to you, let my son go that he may serve me. But you refuse to let him go. And now I will kill your firstborn son." So the nation of Israel here
Well,
is referred to as a he and a him.
well, I think maybe that applies to that own that context only. I think that applies to that context only. I mean, like it is. I feel like it is well stated. Of
Hosea 11 verse 1, when Israel was a child, I loved him, and out of Egypt I called my son. It refers to Israel again as a him. And this is in the book of Hosea, which is a lot closer to the time that the book of Isaiah was written.
okay,
If we
okay,
look at
yeah. Now,
if we look at Jeremiah chapter
yeah.
31, let's see. Let me find the reference to Ephraim. Let's see. When with weeping they shall come, and with consolation I will lead them back. I will let them walk by brooks of water in a straight path. They shall not stumble. For I become a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. Referring to Ephraim as a
Okay.
firstborn, not firstborns.
Okay. Yeah. Can I speak?
Yeah.
I think like if you read those verses, like the sentences, or let me say the verses, like they really show a clear picture of the context of father and maybe first sons, like you are saying. But within that Isaiah, it is not really specifically written that like in that way. I don't know if you understand
It is.
what I'm trying
So
to highlight.
let's test this again, because last time you came to me, you talked about Zechariah 12 verse 10, and we show that you didn't read Zechariah chapters 12 verses 1 through 9. Did you read did you read any of the preceding chapters leading up to Isaiah 53?
Well, I only read 52 from 52.
All right, now that's the problem. The author of this section of the book of Isaiah is assuming that if you're reading Isaiah 53, that you've read all the parts leading up to it. Are you aware that Isaiah 53 in Isaiah 52 verse 13 is not the first time the servant is mentioned?
No. Nah, I'm not aware. Can I?
All right, I'm going to pull up some verses and we're going to read them together so that we can see who the author of this section of the book of Isaiah believes the servant is, because context matters. So we're going to start with Isaiah 41, verses 8 through 9. But you, Israel, my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the offspring of Abraham, my friend, who is the servant here?
Oh yeah. I understand. Yeah.
All
I
right, now
understand.
I'm gonna go to Isaiah 44. We got two passages in Isaiah 44 we need to read, verses 1 through 2. But now, hear, O Jacob, my servant, Israel, whom I have chosen. So who's the servant here?
Okay, now fine.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Let's say
Now,
you are right.
well, we got a few more verses to read. We're gonna show that it's not just a couple verses here and there. It's all these verses that are leading up to Isaiah 52. So Isaiah 44 verse 21, it says, "Remember these things, O Jacob and Israel, for you are my servant. I formed you. You are my servant, O Israel. Do not forget me." Isaiah chapter 45. So the following chapter. Whoa! Here, yeah. Turn off your notifications, dude.
Yeah.
For the sake of my servant Jacob and Israel, my chosen, I call you by name. I give you a title, though you do not know me. Isaiah chapters 48. 48. Verse 20. It says here, "Go out from Babylon, flee from Chaldea, declare this with a shout of joy, proclaim it, send it forth into the ends of the earth. Say, Yahweh has redeemed his servant Jacob." And then finally we go to Isaiah chapter 49. Let's take a look. Verse 3. "And he said to me, you are my servant Israel, in whom I will be glorified." So in Isaiah 41, twice in 44, once in 45, once in 48, and once in 49, 6 times Israel is specifically identified as being the servant. So when I get to Isaiah 52, verse 13, and I've already read all these passages leading up to this, and it says, "See, my servant shall prosper." Who should I think the servant is based on the context?
Well, you do have a valid point. Okay, fine. Okay, how do you, where did you learn all this? I think you are one of the smartest people that I've came across.
How did I come to know this stuff?
Yes.
Reading the Bible. I read the Bible front to back, every word of it, took into consideration what was being said. I also learned Hebrew so I could read the Hebrew Bible in its original context, because sometimes even in the English translations that are good, sometimes things are missed. Like, for example, whilst the servant is repeatedly referred to as a he and a him throughout Isaiah 53, in verse 8, it says, "Mi pesha ami negat lamo," for the transgressions of my people, they were afflicted, referring to the servant as a they in the plural. So like, it's important to read the Bible, learn the languages, and read it in its context, historical, cultural, and linguistic and literary context.
Okay. Okay, fine. Do you think the modern Israel is the Israel that the Bible is talking about?
No, the Israel who is the suffering servant of Isaiah 53 is specifically the righteous remnant of Israel. So not all of Israel, the righteous remnant of Israel, as they suffered during the Babylonian exile.
So, I mean, can we trace the modern Israel to the one that is in the Bible? I mean,
Well,
like to Jacob.
Well, there is no Jacob. Jacob didn't exist, but are the modern day Jewish people descendants of the ancient Israelites? Yeah, genealogically, genetically speaking, they are the descendants of Israel. Although the modern state of Israel is a human-made product, it has nothing to do with God.
Okay, why do you say Jacob did not exist?
Because I don't think that any of the individuals in the Pentateuch, whether that be Adam, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joshua, Moses, I don't think any of these people were real people. These are mythological people. We have no evidence for them outside of the Bible.
Ah, well, okay. Now, I think now I do have a picture of what you are saying, but at the same time, I feel like maybe one thing that will always try to kind of make us to maybe like lose is because we are trying to take the Bible in as a history, but I feel like the
I
Bible
don't.
does not
I
carry
I don't think the book of
accurate
I don't think
history.
I don't think the Pentateuch is history. It's a myth. That's my position. It's not history. It's myth.
Why? Why do you say that? I mean, like
Because human beings did not come
yeah.
from two parents to start off. There was never a time in history where there were only two human beings that they produced all humans. No, the worldwide flood never happened. And as far as we can tell, the people of Israel were just another group of Canaanites. They weren't a special group that came from a man named Abraham from Ur of the Chaldeans. And we have no evidence for the Exodus either. So these are just myths that the Israelites created to explain their origins.
You do have a valid point right there, but okay, fine. Let's say according to you, then how do you get to say human beings got to exist? I mean, like
Evolution.
we have to have a source at the end of the day. Which one?
Which one? What?
Like you mean like the human evolution?
All biological organisms on the planet, whether they are human, other animals, plants, or bacteria, all have a common origin 3.5 billion years ago.
But where do that come from? I mean, like we need
through
to get
through the process of abiogenesis. Inorganic materials became the first living organic life.
Cause I believe, yeah, I believe there have to be something powerful, whether that is a god or it's not a god.
Nature.
But there have to be something.
Nature is extremely powerful.
But there have to be a creator. So
No.
my thinking is
no, they don't have to be a creator.
yeah.
No,
So you think life
the
can
origin of
form
life
on
is
its own?
yes, through natural processes. We've demonstrated this in the lab. We've demonstrated that with inorganic materials and through natural processes, you can create like amino acids, which are the building blocks of life. That's been demonstrated in the lab. No magic required, no gods required.
Well, can you give me is there a book or video or something so that I can look that up?
Yeah, you can just Google what is it called? The what was the name of the experiment from the 1950s? I think it was. Here, abiogenesis experiment. The Miller-Urey experiment. Just type in the Miller-Urey experiment, Miller, and Urey is spelled Urey. 1953, the Urey-Miller experiment demonstrated that organic molecules, specifically amino acids, could form spontaneously from inorganic precursors. So there, you can go do your homework on that. But I'm not a biologist, so we like to stay on the topic of the Bible here, but there's your answer for where life came from. It's through abiogenesis. If you want an expert on this, there's another creator here on TikTok named Scientific Snitch, and she actually is a scientist, and she engages in the study of abiogenesis.
Okay. Well, I think this was the last time maybe you hear from me. You have been a wonderful person, and yeah, thanks.
Hey, you have a
We'll
good
get
day,
in touch
too,
though,
Tom.
maybe in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good night.
All right, we're gonna bring up the next guest. Quadruple G. G. I'm just gonna call you G. My G.
That's fine,
Uh,
man. That's
I'm gonna
fine.
ask you. I'm gonna ask you 4 preliminary questions, and then we can get to the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Question number 1:
Yeah, sure.
Are you at least 18 years old?
I am 22.
Question number 2: are you a Bible believer?
I am
Question number 3: how much of the Bible have you read?
all the way through it, on and off over the years. I've been a practicing Christian for probably 7 years of my life now.
All right, and then question number 4: what pronouns do you go by?
Him, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really into all that kind of stuff.
You're not into English
But I
grammar?
don't really. No, I am. I don't. I'm a dude. Him. I
There you
guess I
go.
don't know. I'm not really. But
My
I'm
G-
not. I don't hate people who go by pronouns. So
I mean, good, because you'd hate yourself and you'd hate everybody in the world if you did that. Also, hi,
Well.
Scientific Snitch. Good to see you. I just gave someone your reference in the comment section. Anyways, GG, he, him. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. The Bible is bullshit. Change my mind.
Dude, okay, so I got a question. Why do you think the Bible is BS?
Yeah, the Bible's bullshit because it contains scientific and historical errors, contradictions. Jesus didn't fulfill a single messianic prophecy.
You want to go into detail? Because I'm just trying to understand your point of view. I'm not really here to try and argue. I just want to get what you're coming from, you know?
I mean, that's pretty much it. The Bible contains scientific and historical contradictions. Like it doesn't comport to
What contradictions though?
like the shape of the earth. The Bible is a flat earther book, and the earth isn't flat.
No, it's not.
It is.
Where does it say in the Bible that the earth is flat?
Here, before I give you the Bible verse, which I've got it on hand, let's just test something real quick. Do you know the difference between a sphere and a circle?
Sure.
What is the difference?
A circle is not three-dimensional.
Yeah, it's flat, right?
Right.
All right. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 22. How does the prophet describe the shape of the earth? He says, it is he, God, it is he who sits above the circle of the earth.
What translation is that from?
The New Revised Standard Version, updated edition. The original Hebrew here is chug, and chug means circle. Dor, dalet vav resh, means ball or sphere. It's used earlier in Isaiah 28. I will throw you like a ball into
You
an
said
open.
ball or sphere. You said ball or sphere. Isn't that not a three-dimensional shape?
Yeah, but that word's not used in Isaiah 40, verse 22. That word is used elsewhere in Isaiah chapter 28 when God says, I will throw you, Shebna, like a ball into a field. So the authors of the Hebrew Bible know the difference between a door, a ball, and a chug, a circle. And the author of Isaiah 40, verse 22 says that the earth is shaped like a chug, like a circle.
Okay, what else? Like I said, I'm not really trying to sit here and argue and trying to prove you wrong, I guess. I'm trying to be enlightened because I'm curious from your argument. What else scientifically could be, I guess, a contradiction?
Sure. We know for a fact that do you know how planets form? Which comes first? Planets or stars?
Planets.
No, stars come first. You can't get stars, you can't get planets without stars. Planets form because stars undergo nuclear fusion and the lighter elements
Okay.
inside them fuse together to form heavier elements. And when the stars die and explode, they spew their innards out, so to speak. And those heavy elements coalesce together from gravity to form planets. But the Bible says that the earth existed long before stars ever did.
Okay.
So that's also scientifically inaccurate.
Huh. Okay. Do you have any say? Do you think you have any contradictions that aren't necessarily scientific but textual?
Yeah, when was Jesus crucified? Was he crucified at 9 in the morning, or was he crucified in the afternoon?
Are you trying to say that the Gospels have different accounts and different, I guess, consistencies?
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to get at?
Yeah, the Gospels can't agree as to what time of day Jesus was crucified, or even what day Jesus was crucified. The Synoptic Gospels portray Jesus as being crucified on the 15th of Nisan at 9 in the morning. The Gospel of John portrays him as being crucified on the 14th of Nisan at in the afternoon.
Okay, well, you know, there's 4 different Gospels, correct? Means there's 4 different accounts of how Jesus was crucified, correct? The
Was he
Gospels are
crucified
all
twice?
different accounts of Jesus. Huh?
Sure, but was he crucified on 2 different days?
No, no. So here's how I had it laid out for me because I used to ask the same question. So there's a car wreck, right? And it's a really big car wreck, and police have to get witness reports, right? To know what's going on because they weren't there at the time. They get witness reports. So they ask 4 different people who all witnessed the same wreck, and they all witnessed it from their different perspectives. And you know, they might have inconsistencies as like, oh, he was wearing this color shirt, and this person was wearing this color shirt, and I saw it happen from this angle, and someone else saw it happen from this angle. And there's just inconsistencies that are going to seem inconsistent because people all saw different things from different perspectives. You know, not everyone's
Well,
going to see the exact same
there's
mirror
a few
reflection of what's going
th-
on.
there's a few problems with this analogy. First and foremost, I don't think that if it was just on any other day, perhaps, but if the car crash occurred on Christmas Day, you're not going to forget whether or not it happened on Christmas or the day before Christmas. Now, the 14th and 15th of Nisan, it's Passover, very special holy day. You're not going to forget which day it happened on. Secondly, your analogy fails because you're asking eyewitnesses about an event that took place. We don't know who wrote the Gospels or where they're getting their information from.
Okay, why do you not think the Gospels were written by the people who named them?
Well, they didn't name them. The titles of the Gospels, the Gospel according to Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, those are titles that were given by other people at other times. The authors didn't write that's metadata. That's not part of the corpus of the text, which is why even like
I
in
mean,
our oldest,
you can believe that. My personal convictions and
well, no,
what
this is
I've
a
read
fact.
is
Our
I
oldest,
believe I
our
don't know.
old,
I think that Matthew
our
wrote
oldest,
Matthew, Luke
well,
wrote Luke,
no,
John wrote John.
our oldest Gospel of Matthew doesn't even have a title on it. Would you like to
Talking
see?
about the ones from the Dead Sea? Are you talking about ones from the Dead Sea Scrolls?
No, the Dead Sea Scrolls are only the Hebrew Bible.
No, there was a translation of Corinthians found in the
No,
Dead Sea Scrolls. Yes.
no, the Dead Sea Scrolls date from the 2nd century to the 1st century BCE. There aren't any books of the New Testament in the Dead Sea Scrolls. I've got a copy of the Dead Sea Scrolls on my shelf. English translation of the Dead Sea Scrolls. None of the New Testament is in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And if you're going to ask ChatGPT or some other AI, all I ask is that you ask ChatGPT or the other AI or a source. The Dead Sea Scrolls were produced by a Jewish group called the... He ran away. Ooh. That's incredibly funny. Okay. Fitness trainer. We've spoken before. But just so I can get a reminder for the audience, are you at least 18?
Oh, hi, how's it going?
How's it going? Welcome back to the show. Just a reminder for the audience, are you at least 18?
Once more?
Are you at least 18?
Of course am I. 25. We've talked, I think, once.
Yeah,
Four.
yeah. This is just for the audience. Are you a Bible believer?
All right. Good. Well, I had a question. Say, what
Is
was with
there might be
Quran?
there might be a lag here. Let's test this out real quick. I'm gonna count to 5. When I get to 4, you say 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
All right. It seems to only be a second long, but I just got to finish asking the preliminary questions and then we can talk for the sake of the audience. I just do this with everybody. So question number 2, are you a Bible believer?
No, am I not?
All right. And then question number 4, 3, we'll skip question 3 and go to question 4. What pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
All right. Fitness trainer, welcome back to the show. What brings you back up?
Well, I had a question. You say, just the Bible is bullshit, or the others like Quran and Torah, which are also the same holy book. I don't know if
The Torah is the first 5 books of the Bible, so by saying the Bible's bullshit, the Torah is also bullshit by relation. Also, is the Quran bullshit? Yes, but I don't talk about the Quran because I'm not as well read in it.
fair enough. All right. So the next questions. Where do we come from?
Where do we come from?
Exactly.
My parents hooked up one night 29, 30 years ago, and then 9 months later I popped out.
No, I mean just mean on point 0. Where do we come from? It's very concrete questions.
Homo
If you
sapiens?
do have any answer?
Homo sapiens? Is that what you're running at? Where Homo sapiens come from?
Way before that.
Okay, where do animals come from?
Way before that. When I mean point 0,
Where-
the
where-
microorganism.
Where did abiogenesis?
Well, there have to be a point 0 start with begins.
Oh, I know.
So-
I don't think there's a beginning. I don't believe that the universe had a beginning.
No, I mean the life. We
Yeah.
as a part of nature, or you mean?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
the-
that's abiogenesis. Abiogenesis is the starting point for organic life.
Are you a physicist or biologist somehow?
No,
Or
that's why
just-
that's why we talk about the Bible exclusively on this channel. We don't really talk about like abiogenesis or evolution and stuff like that, or philosophy in general. We just talk about the Bible.
Yeah, but you should have a proof. So if you don't have any scientific proof, you cannot just discuss and say, hey, that's
If
bullshit.
this,
That doesn't make
no,
sense.
if I was talking about science on this channel, then yeah, I would have to be able to talk about the science. But I'm just here to talk about the Bible. I can demonstrate with evidence that the Bible is bullshit. But you're not a
So
Bible
what's
believer.
your scientific proof that it's bullshit? What's your scientific proof?
I don't have scientific proof the Bible is bullshit. I have literary, textual evidence of the Bible being bullshit. Like it contradicts itself. I got historical evidence that the
just
Bible is
an
bullshit.
Intellectual. So
Wait,
you mean
ju-
just
ju-
from
I-
intellectual point of view.
Wait a minute. Earlier you told me you weren't a Bible believer. Are you not actually a Bible believer? What's going on here?
I just do is not but 100% the same way we talked before. I don't accept all the parts. So maybe there are some ethical
Are you
points.
a
which I-
Christian?
Well, not 100%. I just believe some of the good points or some of the ethical points, which is, yes, culturally to say, but I'm not a believer. So there's a difference between a believer.
So
there's a-
what's the
and someone who's
problem with
culturally-
if you're not a believer in the Bible? What's the point? What's the problem with you? What's your problem with me saying the Bible is bullshit?
Well, you just say totally bullshit. So that's, I mean, all points.
As it, when I say the Bible is bullshit, I mean it's not the product of a deity. Jesus wasn't the Messiah, and he didn't rise from the dead.
Okay.
Do you agree or
Well-
disagree with any of those 3 points?
Well, not 100% agree, but it would be fair enough to discuss this a little bit scientifically to make a sense somehow. If you just
Here.
on point,
Do you
says,
think
yeah,
do you think Jesus of Nazareth was the prophesied Messiah of Israel?
I don't think so.
Do you think Jesus of Nazareth was the prophesied Messiah of Israel?
Well, not 100% agree, but it would be fair enough to discuss this a little bit scientifically to make a sense somehow. If you just on point,
Do you think Jesus of Nazareth was the prophesied Messiah of Israel?
Not really. I don't believe in that because there's no scientific proof about that too. So I cannot just believe the imagination or some illusion which is written. We don't know who was the writer. So still, no, not 100%.
Okay, so we're in agreement there. Do you think that the Bible is from a god?
Well, like I said, without the ethical points, which is contrary that I think it is good, but I don't think no.
Okay, so we're in agreement there. The Bible's not from God. Does the Bible support some bullshit like slavery and misogyny?
Well, I have no idea and about this if it did really happen or not. So I have no idea about that.
Okay, so what the fuck are you doing here?
Well, I just asked you questions, so you couldn't answer my question scientifically.
I'm not a
So I've
scientist.
been
We don't talk about science on
Alright,
this channel.
fair enough,
Unless
fair
I have a scientist on the panel, we don't do science talks. We are talking about the Bible.
okay, fair enough. Thanks for giving me the microphone. Bye.
Hi. I will never understand people who are not Bible believers coming up to complain about me saying the Bible is bullshit. All right. GGG, I think I saw you earlier. You said that your phone died. Hopefully you're still here. You're more than welcome to come back up if you want to continue where we left off about your claim that any of the books in the New Testament are found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Change your name to the Origin of Life guy. Maybe if I did that, people would actually start asking me about the Bible. I'm gonna read some super chats though. I don't know. It's no more bullshit, please. I don't think that was AI. No, there's no way. An AI would have been a lot smarter than that. That was not an AI. All right.
At Nate versus the Bible with the $5. This caller is not listening. He is waiting for his turn to speak.
Are we talking about Tom? I don't know. I think Tom was listening, which is why each and every single time that Tom comes up, he ends up like basically admitting defeat and leaving because he is listening and he realizes that like I've got good points for why I don't believe in the Bible. So W to Tom for being, an honest interlocutor to a degree that most Christians aren't willing to be.
And then at Nick Kane with the $5, we have evidence of other mass extinction events from millions of years ago. Trust, if a worldwide flood happened, there would be evidence.
Yeah, for real. If a worldwide flood ever happened, we would have some evidence of it. We don't have any evidence of it. It's extremely telling.
And at Sonic Shroom with the $5 good night, mate. I feel like that guy that yelled gravity, fucking gravity, but I'm yelling, it's chemistry, fucking chemistry.
Yeah, where did life come from? Chemistry. Life is nothing more than just extremely complex chemistry at work.
And then at Oppo like with the $4.99. Can you go over the Wisdom chapter 2 verses 12 through 20 prophecy and explain why Jesus doesn't fulfill it? Just recently came across in this one.
Very good question. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if I even on this Bible, if I have it, because wisdom of Solomon, which is not to be confused with the Proverbs of Solomon, is a apocryphal work. Let's see. I might have to pull out my physical Bible for this one because this doesn't seem to have the Wisdom of Solomon. No, it's not Ecclesiastes. It's a Ecclesiasticus. Two different works. There's Ecclesiastes and Ecclesiasticus. Wisdom of Solomon, also known as Ecclesiasticus, is a different text from Ecclesiastes. But I do have a Bible with it, so 1 second. The Neighbor Bible? Lucky for me, I have Lucky for me, I have a Catholic Bible on hand from my Catholic days. Let's see. Question is, where is Ecclesiasticus in this translation? Let's see. Song of Songs, Proverbs, Psalms, Job, Ben Sirah, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Amos, Zechariah, oh, Jesus Christ, Esther, Judith, Tobit. I used to have the freaking Catholic Bible memorized. Let's see. Let's give us a second here. Oh God, there's a picture of Pope Francis in here. That's so funny. There we go. All right. Wisdom of Solomon is found. Let's see. I guess it'd be in the W's. Fuck it. I'm just going to find it online. All right. Wisdom of Solomon online. All right. There we go. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. No, not chapter 1. Chapter 2. There we go. Print it on my browser. Let's see. Chapter 2, verses 12 through 10. Let us lie and okay, let's see. We should probably read the verses. For they reasoned unsoundly, saying to themselves, short and sorrowful is our life, and there is no remedy when a life comes to an end, and no one has been known to return from Hades. Let us lie and wait for the righteous man, because he is inconvenient to us and opposes our action. He reproaches us for sins against the law and accuses us of sins against our training. He professes to have knowledge of God and calls himself a child of the Lord. He becomes to us a reproof of our thoughts. The very sight of him is a burden to us, because his manner of life is unlike that of others, and his ways are strange. We are considered by him as something base, and he avoids our ways as unclean. He calls the last end of the righteous happy and boasts that God is his father. Let us see if his words are true, and let us test what will happen at the end of his life. For if the righteous man is God's child, he will help him. He will deliver him from the hand of his adversaries. Let us test him with insult and torture, so that we may find out how reasonable he is and make trial of his forbearance. Let us condemn him to shameful death, for according to what he says, he will be protected. Thus they reasoned. Notice the tense, by the way. Thus they reasoned. But they were led astray, for their wickedness blinded them, and they did not know the secret purposes of God, nor hoped for the wages of holiness, nor discerned the prize of blameless souls. For God created us for incorruption and made us in the image of his own eternity. But through an adversary, enemies, death entered the world, but those who belong to his company experience it. So, first and foremost, note that this is not a prophecy, that this is not speaking about what will happen in the future. This is something that the author of Wisdom of Solomon is describing, the way that the wicked are speaking negatively against the righteous. Now, and take note of the tense. Always take note of the tense when it comes to prophecy. Note that says, he professes to have knowledge of God. He calls himself. He became to us reproof for our thoughts. This is the author of Wisdom of Solomon describing the way that the wicked respond to righteous people. The righteous man here isn't a single individual. It's a stand-in for all righteous individuals, because from the perspective of Jewish people, all righteous people are the children of God. We just read earlier in Exodus chapter 4 and Hosea chapter 11, for example, that the children of Israel are called the firstborn, the sons of God. Solomon was also called the son of God. in 2 Samuel chapter 7, verses 12 through 14. But the tenses tells us that this is not about the future. This is, we are considered by him as something base. Yeah, thus they reasoned, but they were led astray. Their wickedness blinded them, and they did not know the secret purposes of God. For God created us for incorruption. So again, God created us for incorruption, because the righteous man here is meant to stand in as a stand-in for righteous people as a whole. And the words of the unrighteous against the righteous here are meant to be the words against, all righteous people. So it's not a prophecy. It is just it's a wisdom literature about the way that wicked people respond to righteous people. How this comments Yap who's in the comment section says, how does it feel relying on God to help keep the lights on? Fun fact, I don't rely on God to keep the lights on, because I pay my electric bill, right? If anything, I might in a sense rely on it's not even on the Bible. I don't rely on the Bible. I rely on the people, the ones who are responsible for me keeping the lights on are the generous viewers and people like you. Thank you. And also every time you comment, you're also like helping with the algorithm, helping me keep the lights on. So no, I don't rely on your God to keep the lights on. I rely on generous viewers. Yes, the viewers love that you talk about God. I talk about God, Jesus, the Bible. Yeah. Like if this was a live about Harry Potter and people paid me to talk about Harry Potter lore or Elder Scrolls lore, if I made a living talking about Elder Scrolls and my live audience paid me for that, would you say that I rely upon Talos to keep the lights on? Like, Yapus, do you think before you write things down? Quantonaut says Bionicle lore is greater than everything else. I don't know about that. I'm a sucker for Elder Scrolls lore, my dude. You said yes, Yapus, that if I talk about the Elder Scrolls, that I can say that I can give thanks to Talos. Fun fact, dude. Talos, just like your god, is fiction. By the 9, indeed, Redheaded Trouble. By the 9. I might start saying that in these lives. By the 9. Talos be praised. And all the elves can go, and all the Aldmeri Dominion can go fuck themselves. Yeth, do you understand that your community isn't as big without a god? I mean, sure, we're an atheist community. If it wasn't for your religion existing, then I wouldn't have to make topics about like do you think you're cooking with this? Like, be honest with yourself. Do you think you're actually cooking with what you're saying? Because what you're saying is just obvious. That yes, I'm an atheist content creator, so I make money talking about how your Bible is bullshit. So then you need a god to have an atheist community? Technically, well, you don't need a god. You need the concept of gods to exist in order for atheist communities to exist. Because there are no gods, but the concept of gods exists, and because the concept of gods exists, then the default position of not believing in those gods exists. LOL, so you need God. No, I need the concept of God in order to run this. I'm just going to ignore you. Like, listen, if you want to actually have a productive conversation, you're more than welcome to call up. But I'm not entertaining your bullshit anymore. This isn't yeah, exactly. Edward's Dilemma saying at Yapus, you're desperate. I know. Listen, Yapus is desperate. That this is the best and the closest thing he can get to a got you, because he doesn't have any good arguments for the Bible. So, it is what it is. The name is Yap House. Well, ain't that accurate then? Yap House. What's it like getting cooked by your own chat? I wouldn't know. As soon as it happens, I'll let you know, bud. No need for gods, just God-believing religions. Correct. Exactly. Did I miss anything good, last guest? No. I don't care about the Bible. You're presupposing something. Oh, I mean, I just assume that if you're making stupid comments that you must be a Bible believer. But if you're just telling me you're stupid without the Bible, then, you know, that's on you, bud. You can be stupid without the Bible. I admit that. Here, I'm just gonna do this. I'll mute you, and then if you want to keep yapping, you can yap up here with me. See, there we go. So Yap House, I'm going to ask you 4 preliminary questions, and then we can get to the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
Question number 2, are you a Bible believer?
Not as much as any other religion. But there is nuggets of truth in there. You know, I like the idea of radical compassion and violence begets violence and so on and so forth.
Well, that's part of the Bible for sure. And I guess I'll skip question 3 if you haven't. I mean, how much of the Bible have you read?
Not very much. I read like up to the part where they started describing exactly how to make a tabernacle. Skipped ahead to a couple of the bits about Jesus, and then I dropped it. It's really poorly translated. Did you know that? Like, that's crazy.
I speak Hebrew. It's not that poorly translated. And
It's
question
poorly
number,
translated into English, so
it's not. It's not. Question number 4, what pronouns do you go by?
you can call me whatever you want, but most, I mean, like, I'm a he, him, I'd say primarily, I think.
All right. Yap House, he, him. I'm Dalton the Bible guy. The Bible is bullshit. And you obviously missed the parts of the Bible where God commanded violence.
No, I mean, I read the part where he hardened the Pharaoh's heart and then he sent all the plagues. You know, like, why didn't he just let the Pharaoh let the slaves go?
Or when he commanded the Israelites to kill babies.
Yeah, no, I agree. A lot of bad stuff in there. That's why I said I don't really care about the Bible. I think you're kind of presupposing something.
All right. So why are you yapping? Like,
I'm
like
yapping because it's funny that
my,
you don't.
you know that my life doesn't depend upon the existence of a God. It only depends upon the existence of God concepts.
Right. It only needs God to exist in people's minds. You only need God to exist in a person's mind. So in a way,
so in the
you
same way
need
that
God.
Harry, so in the
Does
same
that-
way that
does that not track?
so in the same way that Harry Potter exists, God exists.
Yeah, sure. If you wanted to make a living talking about Harry Potter, then
So
I wouldn't say anything.
so
But the
you're an
fact that you like to
atheist.
make fun of people that you make
So you're
fun
an
of,
atheist.
you know,
So
you
you're
make
an-
money off of the people
so
you
you're
make
an
fun of.
atheist.
That's crazy.
So you're an
So
atheist.
do you need God?
Why-
Yes or
are
no?
you? I think you're jealous that I'm making money talking about the bullshit. Of
I
the Bible.
100% am. If I could talk about God all day and grift off of it, I would. But I mean, like,
I'm not.
I got a
it's
little,
not- I'm not grifting, Yap House. I provide an actual service.
there's a little bit of grift.
Nope. I provide an actual service.
You're basically the atheist Charlie Kirk.
No,
Minus the bigotry. I'll give you that.
Unlike Charlie Kirk, I actually know the Bible.
Yeah, you're the atheist Charlie Kirk. Christians don't know their Bible. Are you like, did nobody tell you that?
Yeah, you know, Christians don't know the Bible. And
Just
I'm not the, and also, yeah, I'm in no way am I the only, is the only way that I'm like Charlie Kirk is that I have a public, like, is this really like the best you got? Like, the only way I'm like Charlie Kirk is that I have a public platform, because in what other way am I like that rotting corpse?
You know what? You're right. I'll concede. You're nothing like Charlie Kirk. I have a new question, though. If I'm dumb, you said I was dumb, right?
Yes. Yes.
And you're engaging with me. What does
Uh-huh.
that make you? Does that make you smart?
Well, compared to you, yes, I am smart.
We're two idiots. The only
Oh, the Joker laugh is crazy. I mean, dude, I mean, the only reason I can't bring you up here is because, I mean, you're making me,
because you
making
need
me money.
people like
Yeah, you're
you
making
need
me
people
money.
like me in order.
Well, I would actually prefer if I had a smart person up here. In
Then
fact,
why am I up?
yeah, because you're making me
Where are
money.
we?
Yeah, hey, everyone in the comment section, go ahead and let Yap House know that he's an idiot. Like, is this like all you've got? Like, do you really get your rocks off? You like to jerk off to coming up on atheist
Whoa,
lives and not like,
that's weird. Why do you want?
yeah, it is weird
Why
that
do you
you're
want to know
jerking
about me
off.
sexually?
It is weird that you're jerking off to me like this.
Atheists are
Yeah.
like priests.
At least he's
Anyways,
living up to his name.
yeah, he's a waste of space. I thought
He's a
maybe I
Yap
could have.
House.
I thought maybe I could have had a decent conversation with him. You can just sit in the comment. I mean, not you, not you, Joshua. Yeah, Paz, you can just sit in my box. I'm not going to bring you back up. Like I dropped you for a reason, so you can just sit there. Go ahead, leave. All your arguments were just
That was painful.
yeah. Listen, when you are an idiot who has nothing worthwhile to say, the best thing you can do is go up and troll people. I don't care. I just made money off of that conversation. I don't give a fuck. And he's muted too, so he can't can't say anything. Joshua, what are you up to, bud?
I missed some of it. Was he just saying that you were like Charlie Kirk?
First
Not
of
a
all,
whole lot. What's up with you, man?
Yeah, he said I'm like Charlie Kirk. Even though I'm not a bigot, I actually know the Bible and I'm not a corpse. So, not like Charlie Kirk.
Also,
No.
really quick, shout out to Charlie Kirk for not saying anything racist since September. It's a whole 4 months, yo. Shout out to my boy CK. He has not said a single racist thing for 4 whole months and counting.
A new record.
Oh,
that's a conservative record. Not a single racist thing in 4 months. It's wild. Real quick, let's go read some super chats.
At Sir Gamelot with the $4.99. I used to be an adventurer like you until wait a minute.
I'm gonna read this with my regular voice so I can do the accent properly. I used to be an adventurer like you until I took an arrow to the knee. There you go. And
at Dr. Pizand with the $2. No one likes a pedant, pedant. This guy is insufferable.
I know. I'm gonna hop down for Ops, my guy. Good seeing you. Good seeing you too, Joshua. Thank you for coming up, bud. Good to catch up with you. Yeah. Well, he was insufferable. Yeah. I mean, he admitted he's jealous. Pedantic, yeah. He admitted he was jealous. So, W for the Bible guy, L for Yap House.
And then at Not in the Bible Jason with the $2. Look, you look alive to me.
Yeah. I do look alive, don't I? I'm very lively compared to old CK. That's crazy. Yeah. Does Bible guy actually like debate smart people? That would maybe set him apart because I'm some hosts like Debat Dumbies. What? Does Bible guy actually lick debat smart people? Tat what maybe set him apart because some hosts like debat dumbies. Man. Has Dalton ever debate Q-Top? No, I would love for Q-Top to call in, but I don't think Q-Top would enjoy talking to me because I would actually make him answer questions. I wouldn't let him rant on his Phil. And also, Phil Bros don't like the Bible guy. They don't like me because we don't do Phil Bro talk here. We talk about the Bible, and if there's one thing that the Phil Bros hate more than anything, it's talking about the Bible. And then,
at Herbie Shine with the £2. What is this Charlie Crick? Why is Charlie so quiet?
Why are you so quiet, Charlie? Charlie hasn't said a damn thing since I started shit talking him. That's crazy. Oh, Dalton's house is too close to a middle school, so Q-Top can't come. Holy shit. That's another thing. I think Q-Top is I probably wouldn't talk to Q-Top specifically because I think he is like a PDF file, isn't he? Hasn't he been like demonstrated to have talked to minors or something like that? Or he supports it? And we just don't talk to PDF files. That's a hard, fast rule on this channel. Which is why you'll never see me talk to Muhammad. Like, even if Muhammad came back to life, I'd never talk to him because, you know, Muhammad was a gross PDF file.
And then at Ben Hooks with the $50 W Ben Hooks. A donation to your goal from a fellow disciple of Justin. Do you have any idea where Christians got the idea that God gave them free will?
Actually, this is an interesting question, and also super thank you for the Ben Hooks for the super chat. Do I have any idea where I'm not quite sure where Christians came up with the idea that God gave them free will. It certainly wasn't something that was believed by the authors of the Bible. Paul explicitly says that God makes some people for like righteous, good reasons, and then he creates some people for destruction. And that God hated Esau, but he loved Jacob, and that God hardened the heart of Pharaoh. Paul certainly didn't believe in free will. So I'm willing to bet that because there was some sort of theological contention, they probably, I imagine, and this is just my this is what I'm imagining. So take it with a grain of salt. I'll do so because of this comment. I'm definitely going to go and research it after the show's over because I'm interested as well. I can imagine though that free will as a concept arose in order to, yes, Ghost Rider, exactly. Church dogma gives us free will to justify the awful God. Exactly. That because if it isn't for free will, then God can't be omnibenevolent because he's creating people, predestined them for hell. And I imagine that the concept of free will is like originates from the need to justify the fact that people end up in hell and how God can be all good and all loving, and yet people suffer for eternity. Most of these like later philosophical innovations to Christianity come about as a means of having to justify presuppositions that certain later Christians have about the nature of God.
At not the Bible Jason with the $5. That 4chan voice makes me nauseous. Oh, women don't notice you. It must be their fault. Shh. It's not your fault, ladies.
We talking about the last guest? Yeah. There is a certain way that certain Christian men do talk, and I don't know if do y'all also notice it? It's kind of like the Valley Girl accent, but for men, and it's super annoying. And it's like it is the 4chan voice. Does he give disorders, and infirmities according to free will also? Yeah, but yeah, that voice is a bit of a. It is annoying for me too to hear it whenever I have a guy come on here. He's like, and he talks like he just fresh off of 4chan. I understand exactly what you're referencing, and it is gross as hell.
At John Klein with the $5. Dalton, please go to Spencer's and buy some devil horns. That will drive them nuts.
You know, I was thinking about. Here's the thing. Wearing it's one thing when I had hair and I would wear like headphones all day on my head. I could just ruffle my hair and you wouldn't see the indent from where they sat all day. But if I got devil horns and put them on my head, you would see like an actual indent in my head probably. Though I did consider getting those earphones with like some like glowing devil horns on top. It's a pretty cool idea. Maybe when I move out, maybe that's the thing we'll do down the line. I do got the goatee though for it. I do have a very satanic vibe about me. I do kind of look. I do admit that I do kind of look a little bit like Anton LaVey. But I'm not proud of that. I never knew how Spencer's stayed in business till I found out they own Spirit Halloween. Doesn't Spencer's also sell adult toys? Am I right there? Because if so, I can imagine that that's what keeps them in business. Am I thinking right? Is that Spencer's? They're the ones who sell that? Now that you point out the dent, and that's all I see now. Well, I don't have it right now. It's because I don't wear headphones all that often. No, that dent right there, that's just the shape of my skull. Not that. Yes, but only really shitty ones? Oh. So anal toys. Oh. I also always thought they sold gag gifts. I don't know. I haven't been to a Spencer's since I don't even know when. I didn't even know they were still in business. Let's see. Yeah, the word salad is always better when you have some mystical dressing on it. Have y'all ever seen until I get into the guess, I guess I'll show y'all guys something really funny. Everyone here is probably familiar with who Deepak Chopra is. Deepak Chopra is a new age guy. He does a lot of word salad. He likes to sound super mystical and stuff like that. Well, on the internet, you can find what's called the Deepak Chopra. Here, let's see. Deepak Chopra quote generator. Here we go. I'm gonna pull it up so you guys can see it. This is the Deepak Chopra quote generator, and apparently, wait, is this it? Or wait a minute. Where's the actual one at? I don't know what happened to it. Oh well. There used to maybe I'll find it later, but there used to be this like Deepak Chopra quote generator that allows you just click it and it's nonsense, but it sounds no different than anything you'd hear from Deepak. You know, he talked about, you know, yeah, Sir Game a lot, quantum consciousness, you know, the quantum consciousness is realigning us with our inner selves. What the fuck does that mean, Deepak? What kind of songs make your kitty cat clap? What? Oppo, I'm going to need you to explain that comment. What? What kind of songs make your kitty cat clap? Anyways, make sure everyone that you're tapping the screen. I think I'm going to do a restart on the TikTok side. That way we can get some fresh opposition in here. So I'm going to do a quick restart on TikTok. I'll see you all in just a second. Let's see. End live. And then go live. There we go. And we're back. He was the proto Jordan Peterson. Oh yeah. Yeah, Deepak was the proto Jordan Peterson. If they sat in a room together and started talking about metaphysics or whatever nonsense, oh my god, it would be insufferable. It would be so much bullshit. It would put most pastures to shame. No more bullshit, please says first, and Nini Baba says woohoo, woohoo indeed. Let's see. Oh yeah. I'd rather listen to Pentecostal tongues than Jordan Peterson. I was doing some research on tongues recently. The glossolalia, as it's really called. So in academia, the concept of speaking in tongues is referred to as glossolalia. From glossa, meaning tongue, and lelo, meaning to speech. I grew up in a Pentecostal-esque kind of church where people spoke in tongues. And I had a thought last night. I was like, well, this is interesting because as an English speaker, I have a certain amount of syllables that I speak in my day-to-day language. If you go to another culture, another language, they have a different like set of phonemes that they use that I don't have access to because I don't speak those languages and I didn't grow up speaking those languages. So if you went to, let's say, Africa and you went to a Pentecostal church and they were speaking in tongues, would they speaking tongues in a very different manner than American Pentecostals would? And as it turns out, the answer is yes. Unsurprisingly enough, that speaking in tongues looks different depending on what country you're in. Because at the end of the day, it is just nonsense. But we got a guest. We got here Recless Zero. I'm going to ask you 4 preliminary questions and then we can get to the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah.
Question number 2, are you a Bible believer?
Yeah.
Question number 3, how much of the Bible have you read?
I've read all of the Old Testament and a bit of the New Testament.
All right. And then question number 4, what pronouns do you go by?
Yeah.
All right. Recless Zero, he, him. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. I think the Bible is bullshit. Change my mind.
Oh, what's going to be the reasoning on why it is?
Contains scientific and historical errors, contradictions, and Jesus didn't fulfill a single messianic prophecy.
Oh my gosh. Hold on, bro.
Okay. You can't change a mind that has a hard heart. Well, my heart isn't hard. It's quite malleable. It's how it's able to pump. Now, I'm going to read a super chat. Hopefully that individual will come back.
At Kelly Share with the $9.99. I was taught that free will is the test of accepting Christ. It took deconstruction to question this contradiction along with many others. Thanks, Bible Guy.
Hey, much happy to help, Kelly. Yeah, deconstruction's great. When it comes to free will is one of the last things I deconstructed before I left Christianity. I basically had to, I became at the end of my time as a Christian, I became like a determinist Christian. Like I didn't believe in free will. Kind of like how most what do you call it? Reformed Christians don't believe in free will, but I wasn't reformed because I didn't believe in hell. I was a universalist. So I believe that there was no such thing as free will, but everyone was eventually going to be saved. Because I wasn't a piece of shit by the end of it all. Sir Gamela said, chat GPT break. Maybe that's why they left. Yeah. My heart is rock hard for Doug. You know what? Yeah, so is mine. So yeah, I do have a hard heart. My heart is rock hard for Doug. Oh, Jason Rowdenbush says, I feel, here, let me read it in the Christian voice. Wait a minute.
I feel sorry for you. You need someone to tell you how to live your life.
Oh, wait, was that for me or for Christians? I'm confused now. Jason, I don't have anyone to tell me how to live my life. I use reason. And like, do you think I'm a Christian? Because I'm not a Christian. Other than the Bible, what other reference is there to prove God is real? Jason, I'm not a believer. I'm an atheist. Yeah, I'm also confused, Nina Bubba. Yeah, you know, you're good, Jason. No, I'm called the Bible guy because I know the Bible better than Christians. Not because I am one of them. God forbid. Pun intended. Talos forbid. We're on the same page. Hell yeah. Let's see. What we got over here? Rebel Apostate says, don't forget to like the live. Hell yeah. Do as Rebel Apostate has declared. Fuck, I have not been keeping track of the guests I've had today. Yeehaw, thank you for the live. Tom Let's see. Isaiah 53. Talk. Did I talk to anyone interesting after Tom? I don't think so. No opposition to note. Reverend Judge shared the live. Well, thank you for the gamer cat, Oppo. Much appreciated. Let's see. But Jason, welcome to the Bible Guy community. And by the way, everyone, if you haven't already, feel free to join the Discord, the Bible Guy Discord. If you're on YouTube, it's in the link underneath in the towel section. Let's see where we're at right now as far as like followers are concerned on TikTok, because last time I checked, I was like less than 10 away from reaching that sweet 10K. So let's see. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this. We are 4 people away from reaching 10,000 followers on TikTok. So if you haven't already followed me on TikTok, go ahead and do that now, and maybe we can finally reach 10K. I don't know if TikTok has any like special like anything that happens when you do that, but I will have personally felt like I've reached some sort of goal in my life. So there's that. Lies, you have 9,997. Seems you blocked someone. Maybe. I mean, I'm seeing 9,996. So I don't know about all that. Did you know that you can't access the Discord using the iPhone app version? Really? No, I wasn't aware of that. But maybe by the end of the stream tonight, we can reach that 10K. Just saying. Oh, we're at 9,999. Just one more, guys. Come on, we can do it. We can do it together. Hooray! I'm gonna take a screenshot and then we'll celebrate. I wish I had some sort of alcoholic beverage to consume right now. To celebrate. Maybe I do. Let me see. One second. I'm gonna go into the fridge real quick and see if I got anything. Well, but all right, so I don't have any alcoholic beverages. I do have a Dr. Pepper. A regular Dr. Pepper, not even. You're at 10K now? Wait a minute. Hell yeah, guys, look at that. Screenshot. Gonna remember this. Time and everything. Wow. Yay. Here, wait, there's gotta be a celebration sound I can pick up here. Do you want to say hi to everyone, Chess?
Celebrate, yeah, celebrate.
You fixing your hair up? Get over here. Everyone, this is my sister, Chess. Here. The pretty one in the family. You should join the Creator Fund. Extra money. I don't sell things though.
Look like you have red lipstick on.
Color correction filter thing. Yeah. Is that no, that's my sister, everyone. Not my wife, it's my sister. She's lovely. Everyone say hi to her, I suppose. Um, but anyways, yay, we reached that 10K. What is this about the creator? I'll check out that whole creator fun thing. Is that the Bible sis? That is the Bible sis, but she's not very she doesn't know the Bible like that. I said to my mom, I don't have any alcohol. She says, do you want a hit of Mary Jane, to use code language? My mom asked me if I want a hit of Mary Jane. You just post videos? Oh, then yeah, I'll check that out. We need Bible sis to give us embarrassing Dalton childhood stories. You know what, guys? When we reach 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, then yeah, I'll let you guys hear some embarrassing stories about me from when I was a kid. Oh yeah,
Super chat here. At Harvey Shine with the 20 pounds fireworks celebrations. Woohoos. Oh yes.
Yeah. So happy that we're finally here. We finally made it, guys. Now, I always told myself I don't think I will feel like I've made it until I'm either on the Atheist Experience or I'm like doing a live with Matt Dillahunty. And the fact that that's coming up. By the way, if you haven't been listening and you weren't here at the beginning of the live, I'm going to be going live with Matt Dillahunty on February 11th this year. February 11th, which is a Wednesday. So it won't interrupt any of our normal broadcasting here on the Bible Guys show. But which I'm super excited about. I'm going to total fanboy here. Yeah, super exciting. Now I say I'll feel like I've made it, but then I'm just going to end up creating, like, that's what we do as people. We say I won't have made it until I accomplish this goal, and then you accomplish that goal, and then you just set another goal and say, well, I really won't have made it until I reach that goal. So as the old adage goes, you know, the rivers flow into the sea, and yet the sea is never full. But you know what? I'm happy where we're at so far. I'm like super excited. But hopefully we can get some more Christians coming in here pretty soon. Hello everyone, I'm the Bible Guy. I'm an atheist content creator who knows the Bible better than Christians, and as a result of knowing the Bible so well, I'm willing to say that the Bible is bullshit. If you are a Bible believer and you would like to come up and give me a reason to think to the contrary, come on up. Let's have that conversation. Glenda Williams, thank you for the follow. Let's see. I thought you made it when Seth interviews you. Seth Andrews? I would love to see that too. Dillahunty is the Wilfred Brimley of atheism, always having diabetic fits of rage on everyone all the time. I think he's, as far as I last checked, he's chilled out quite a bit since back in the day. He's chilled out quite a bit. He doesn't really go off on people that much anymore, as far as I know. I am 82 years old, atheist, carnivore, and wait, what? I am 82 years old, atheist, carnivore, and MAGA lover. MAGA lover. Ew. I hope maybe you just misspelled something. Let's see. Have people heard Justin on Seth Andrews? I don't know. I didn't know he was on Seth Andrews live. Jade Paz 777 says, so you don't believe in Jesus. That is a correct assessment. That is a correct assessment of the facts. I do not believe in Jesus. Yes. Glad you deduced that. Let's see. That's awesome, Dalton. Congratulations for real. Thank you. Eyewitnesses don't count then? What eyewitnesses? JPAS. Come up. Let's talk. Roman Empire Jews for one? That's kind of vague. But JPaz, come up and have a conversation with me. We'll see if you actually have any good reason for me to think that Jesus of Nazareth was really the Messiah, or that he rose again from the dead, or any of that nonsense. I promise, as long as you're cordial and kind and nice, I'll be the same to you. The Roman Empire didn't crucify him. Your Bible would disagree with that. JPaz, maybe you might need to crack it open again. Let's see. The Gospels, I'm pretty sure it says. Let's see. Oh, yes, here it is. Yes, Jesus was crucified by a man named Pontius Pilate. And I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Pontius Pilate was a Roman. Am I right? What do you think, Rav Kavod?
I don't know. We always get the credit, so I don't. It's hard to say.
I know, it's kind of wild. Let's see. Let's see who pierced Jesus' side. Was it a Jewish guy or? Oh no, it was a Roman soldier. Oh, it's crazy. Shocker.
Also, something I've never really understood, like, the claim of deicide. I think I'm still waiting for the thank you note, right? Doesn't the whole story hinge on the
Yeah, guys.
unaliving and resurrection?
If you guys are going to start blaming the Jewish people for Jesus' death, send them a gift basket, because apparently now you guys get to go to heaven because of them. But also, check him out, the guy who speared him. We don't know the name of the guy who speared him. You have later traditions that say that a Roman soldier named Longinus, LOL, pierced the side of Jesus, but those are just way later traditions, my dude. Also, we don't know who wrote the Gospels, but JPaz, are you just going to be a keyboard warrior and sit in the comment section all day, or are you going to gird your loins, come up, and defend your God? But it looks like we have a super chat. Since JPaz is a coward, we'll just read the super chat.
At David J. Deedon with the $9.99. Just punted your channel down after enjoying your commentaries on DZ. You and Justin both have your own styles of engagement. I enjoy them both, and I had to spread the love.
Well, thank you so much, David. Beloved, which is what your name means, David. But thank you so much for the $9.99. I appreciate the support 100%. We try to do our best. Let's see. I know it makes sense. What makes sense, JPaz?
It's amazing. The irony is unfathomable.
And then we got a person here whose name I will not try to even pronounce because it's nonsense. You mocking God, bro. Just stop, man. It's funny. The Bible says God will not be mocked, and yet I do it all the time. Crazy how that happens. Nini Baba says childhood and or cultural indoctrination, many if born in another region would be that religion. Yeah. These Christians would probably be a Hindu if they were born in India. Coming from the guy wearing lipstick, first and foremost, not wearing lipstick. Second off, if I was wearing lipstick, like that just tells me you just want to kiss me. You focusing too much on my lips, dude. What I actually look like without the filter on. 1 second, let me see. How do I fix this up? Oh, here we go. My lips are just really chapped and kind of red right now. Sorry for blinding you guys with my paleness. But yeah. Anyways, I know you're prob sad in life, but attacking Jesus isn't the way. Not sad. Do I look sad? No, we're quite happy actually right now. I'm actually happier right now in my life than I've ever been. Facts. But JPaz, here, I'm gonna put you in a timeout. I'm gonna mute you, and if you want to keep talking shit, you can do it up here and demonstrate that Jesus was the Messiah or that he resurrected from the dead, because as far as I'm concerned, he was a failed Messiah and he is a corpse. By the way, that's going to be the I think that's going to be the next title thing I'm going to change up here. I'm going to have one that says Jesus is a corpse with a little like skull that has a crown of thorns on it. I think that'd be cool.
Isn't that a city in Texas?
Jesus
Corpse
is a
Christ?
corpse? Oh, Corpus Christi, the corpse of Christ. Yeah. Body of Christ is what it literally means. Corpus means body. But we get the word corpse from the word Greek, Latin word corpus. Yeah. All right. We got here Jesus God, Pope 666.info. I'll just call you 666. So
Yeah,
666. I'm going to ask you 4 preliminary questions, and then we can get to the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Question number 1: are you at least 18 years old?
Sadly so.
Question number 2: are you a Bible believer?
Yeah, but I guess it depends in regards of, I do understand that there's some contradictions in the Bible. But yeah, I believe in the Bible, yeah.
All right. Question number 3: how much of the Bible have you read?
I think there might be one book that I'm not sure I went through from beginning to end. That would be, I think, Third Moses, in regards to all the priest ordinances and all that, and
Leviticus?
that's kind of hard to get through. Yeah, I think it's Leviticus. Yeah, third book of Moses. I'm ashamed. Yep.
All right. And then final
Oh,
question:
in Danish we call them.
all right. And then final question: what pronouns do you go by?
I don't. That's like, of course, I'm a man. It's like I'm not a woman. That's for sure.
Well, man and
Like-
man and woman would be examples of nouns. But what pronouns do you go by?
Pronouns. I don't play that game. I'm just a man.
Well, no, you
Like,
do
I'm
play
a-
that
I'm
game.
like go.
You just
It's not a
use the
game.
word I. That's a pronoun.
Yeah, it's not a game. It's just grammar.
No, we didn't,
Here,
no, we
here,
didn't
here,
have that game.
well, no, even in the Bible, God says, "Anihu," I am He. If God can give his pronouns, then
Who
so
is
can
he and
you.
he is she.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
So if God can
yeah.
if God can give you his pronouns, then you're not better than your God. Hopefully, at least hopefully you don't think that. And then you can just give me your pronouns, and then we can continue with the conversation. So, what are your pronouns?
I have no clue. I don't know in regards of.
Here, I'll give you some options.
Like
There's he, him, she, her, and they, them. Which one of these do you go by?
like I'm a man. Come on, it's just.
So the answer
Just one.
is
Yeah, I'm a singular, a man.
I didn't ask you if you're a man. If I wanted to know what if I wanted to know what your gender was, I would ask. But I didn't ask what your gender was. I asked what pronouns you go by.
Never tried that when we were young. We never had.
I listen. I don't care. I don't care if you're old as fuck, and y'all didn't like ask people pronouns back in the Stone Age or whatever. I'm asking you now, what are your pronouns, and you have to answer the question, or you don't get to talk to me.
Well, I'm a man, so.
I'll give you one here. I'll give you one more chance to answer the question, or I'll just drop you. So, what are your
Do you
pronouns?
know what a pronoun is?
Why?
I gave him
Do you know
examples.
what a pronoun is?
Yeah,
I
I
is
understand.
also a
I
pronoun.
just think it's just totally insanity.
Well,
It's insane to use pronouns.
you can just go ahead and show me where in the DSM-5 it says that using pronouns is makes one insane. Also, to all my older listeners, you guys are beautiful and aged fine like wine. he's just he's the exception. Anyways, let's try with someone else who's able to answer questions. That's the rule. If you can't answer questions, I don't want to talk to you. Love you, Dr. Joe. All right, KTM is king. Welcome back to the live. As I remember, you are at least 18 years old. You are a Bible believer. Was that right?
No, I'm not. Remember that was a fib. I was.
Oh, right.
My initial call was dishonest.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
So
yeah,
I feel free to kick me if you don't feel up for discussing things with fellow skeptics. But I was wondering if you could go over with me the reasons that Isaiah chapter 53 is about the righteous remnant, because I still have a hard time articulating that properly and completely.
Yeah. Ask your question. Go ahead.
So I know, as I understand it, obviously throughout all of Isaiah, Isaiah refers to Israel as the servant. It's a singular pronoun or a singular noun, but I'm not really familiar on how to defend that argument better than that, which I ought to, because Christians absolutely fucking love that not prophecy.
So first and foremost, oh yeah, go ahead and say your point. Say your piece, Rav.
Well, just are prophecies in the past tense or the future tense? That's my first question. All of Isaiah 53 is in the past tense.
Okay.
Second of all, the translations that people use don't actually match up with what the Hebrew says. So the idea.
I was just gonna say, like, I understand that, but it's hard for me as a person who doesn't speak the language that argument doesn't really usually hold a lot of weight when I use it. So I understand it, but it's not. Well, I'll just listen. I'm sorry.
Here, I'll give you a little cheat code here. So, Rabbi, are you referring to verse 8 specifically? The ending of verse 8?
The piercing. Yeah, the piercing and like for the the wounds of the whatever.
Yeah, it's like a lion, not piercing.
Yeah, but that's Psalm 22. But specifically in Isaiah 53, verse 8, it ends with the phrase "Mi pesha ami nega lamo," and that word "lamo" means they or them. So I would show them, for example, where even in their Bible, and so the suffering servant is referred to as a them. So I would show them where even in their Bible, the word lamo gets translated properly as them and they. So for example, Psalm 99 verse 7 says Vechoch netan lamo, and his law he gave to them, his ordinance he gave to them. And there, even in Christian Bibles, it translates properly lamo as them. Or when it says that the Lord laughs at them in Psalm 2:4, it uses the word lamo. Again, lamo means them and they. So when Isaiah 53, it says, Mi pesha ami negat lamo, because of the transgressions of my people, lamo were afflicted. Lamo, there's they were afflicted. So the suffering servant is referred to as a they in this text.
Okay. Fudge, I had another thought and I can't share it now. Gosh. Well, that's really all I wanted to discuss. I don't want to take up too much of your time because I'm not going to be terribly entertaining to the audiences. But you guys, I just wanted to say that between you and Justin, you guys' arguments are like flawless. Like they have done me amazing work so far. Because I know y'all don't like. I know you, at least Justice. I don't know if you agree with him, but that we shouldn't go into other people's Christian lives and give them traffic. But I can't host, so I do what I can, I guess. But your guys' arguments work like magic.
I mostly don't go into I mostly don't go into other people's lives because I don't I don't like spending a lot of time on TikTok whenever I'm not working. I only go on for special people like Justin or my friends and stuff like that. Blue and Pink Shark, for example. Sork. I go on their lives, but I don't spend a lot of time on Christian lives because my brain cannot take the all the stupidity hitting my brain all at once. It'd be not gonna be good for it.
It's pretty bad. But it just blows their minds that I find this entertaining. Like this is my genuine entertainment. Like these conversations are fun to have. So like I said, I appreciate that y'all share the knowledge. Like it goes a long way. Y'all are doing work.
Happy to
So
help. We're
I'll
doing
be
Doug's
around.
work.
Take care.
Yeah.
Doug's work. Rock hard.
Rock over, Doug.
Later.
All right. Have a good day, KTM. Yeah, I love the Lamo thing because it really is the nail in the coffin. Like, very few translations get that right.
Yeah, but you can't use pronouns.
Yeah, no pronouns. I love how Christians hate the idea that using they and them as a singular pronoun, but as soon as I say Lamo means them and they say, well, it still can refer to Jesus.
Yeah, the royal we.
Yeah, the royal we. Reverend Chad is another friend of the channel. Reverend Chad. Oh, I think maybe they didn't mean to come up as is what happened. Accident. Okay, no problem, bud. Diana says good evening. Good evening to you too, Diana. But we got JT, who is also a friendly. JT. Welcome up to the live, bud.
Hey, Dalton. Hey, so I also have an Isaiah 53 question.
Hell yeah.
Would there be any value in an argument that is taking it from the New Testament perspective where, because there's no extra biblical evidence that Jesus was scourged, beaten, drew a cross up a hill and all that other crap. And so was there an argument to be made that also it was just a post hoc interpretation of Isaiah 53 that got added to the New Testament and there's actually no evidence that any of it was real?
Well, I'll say this. You know, what ends up happening is that when prophecies are given in their original context, and then they don't necessarily come to pass the way that one would expect them to come to pass, the plain way, what ends up happening is that prophecy gets recontextualized. So, for example, Jeremiah gives a prophecy, says that the Jewish people will only be in exile for 70 years. And when that doesn't come to pass exactly the way that Jeremiah say would come to pass, what ends up happening? Daniel comes along and recontextualizes and reinterprets the works of Jeremiah. So now it's like 490 years is the 70 times 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jesus comes along and that prophecy gets even further recontextualized to where the abomination that causes desolation is no longer Antiochus, but now it's the Romans. And when Isaiah's 52 and 53 didn't come to pass the way the Jewish people expected it to, then it was recontextualized. So in some ways it was recontextualized so that it was about all of Israel at all times. But there are examples of some Jewish writers from the Talmud and from early 1st century, 2nd, 3rd century area, that they started to believe that, oh yeah, this was about the Messiah. So they'll say things like in the what's the word I'm looking for, the Aramaic Targumim, God, that in the Targum, Yehonatan, it gets translated, behold my servant the Messiah shall be highly exalted. So I don't think that Christians were necessarily inventing this theology. I think they were running with an already recontextualization of Isaiah 53, and they were just applying it to their suffering rabbi. They saw things in the Hebrew Bible that they thought matched up with what Jesus said, and then they used a method of interpretation called Peshurim in order to breed Jesus back into the Hebrew Bible.
Gotcha. I guess like what I was wondering. Oh, go. I'm sorry, Rev.
Well, just along similar lines, I was going to say that like the use of midrash is something that is not understood, I think, by modern Christians, but was certainly understood by ancient Christians, and the notion that these, like, I don't think anybody really believed that Jesus's last words were, my God, you, or my Father, you, why have you forsaken me? But by inserting Psalm 22 into the story, you have just made sort of a hyperlink between the story itself and maybe the message that they're trying to instill in the reader. And so it's not that he actually said that, but rather that they're using these texts to sort of bolster their own sort of claims or whatever. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. I think I kind of asked my question poorly. In the New Testament, when it talks about the 40 lashes save one, when it talks about the spear, when it talks about all those things that kind of match Isaiah 53, what I'm saying is there's no, from what I've studied, and I could be wrong, there's no extra biblical evidence for any of that. Maybe the crucifixion, from that one excerpt that I found.
I see.
Like,
You're
none of that
asking,
other stuff. So I
were
think
they-
that was added to match 53.
I see what you're saying. And that's always a possibility. We know that, for example, the gospel authors are not above and beyond inserting things into the Jesus narrative in order to fit with what they think prophecy says. For example, Matthew makes Jesus riding on 2 donkeys instead of 1 because he misreads Zechariah chapter 9, verse 9. So if they are wanting to interject certain story elements in order to make Jesus seem more fitting for the prophecy, that's not above and beyond what they're capable of doing. We see.
Awesome. I got to drop down, guys. I got to start up my car and get back on the road. We'll continue to listen.
All right, GT, have a good ride.
Thanks.
All right. Matthew Coyotes gonna be our next guest. Matthew Coyotes, I'm gonna ask you 4 preliminary questions. I ask for all my new guests, irrespective of who they are. You have to answer all 4 of these questions, and then we can get to the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Question number 1: are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah, I'm 20.
Question number 2: are you
Can
a
you hear me?
Bible? Yes. Question number 2: are you a Bible believer?
Yeah.
Question number 3: how much of the Bible have you read?
I'm pretty. I know a lot about the Bible.
All right,
I
and
know
then
a lot.
question number 4: what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
All right, Matthew, he, him. I'm Dalton, the Bible
I
guy.
don't
I'm the.
do that. I don't do that, but
You do. Everyone does.
I mean, not. I don't, but I mean,
You're
asking, so I guess I.
Well, so what you get? Do you get angry when people
guess
say?
that's just the world we live in.
do-
I guess I have to tell you what I am. I don't know.
That's the world we lived in for thousands of years. Even the Bible has pronouns in it.
So why is it so new then to everybody?
It's not.
If it's been here for thousands of years.
It's not.
It
The Bible
is.
has pronouns. The Bible has pronouns.
It is culturally very, very weird and new.
No, the Bible has pronouns.
So everything has pronouns.
So it's not new.
No, asking somebody what they are when you could obviously tell is new.
Being respectful
That's
is
very
new.
new.
Yeah, being
That's very
respectful. We're a lot more respectful of people in the 21st century, and we actually
No,
care
I think that you
about.
guys just want to normalize it when we don't have to.
Yeah, normalize being respectful. Yeah.
You're trying to normalize it. That's what
Yeah,
you're
normal.
trying to,
Yeah,
you're trying to normalize it.
yeah. Normalize being respectful.
No, you're trying to normalize it. That's all it is.
Yeah, normalize being respectful. I'll just
Stop
keep
trying
saying
to
it.
normalize it.
Yeah, it's normalizing being respectful.
Yeah.
I'll just keep saying it.
Respectful to who?
Yeah, to people.
To you?
People. The only people who use pronouns. People are the only entities that use
What's your
pronouns.
pronouns?
He,
What are
him.
your pronouns? Are you sure?
Yes. Why wouldn't I be?
Like 100% sure?
Yeah, well, of course. Why wouldn't I be?
I don't know. You tell me. You're a pretty wide open guy, ain't you?
Imagine you have so many breaths that you can take in one life.
And you waste it on this bullshit. Like,
Yeah,
listen,
I can
bud.
hear it in your voice.
I don't know what you mean by wide open. I'm very open about the fact that I go by he, him.
Wait, what?
Yes, I go by he, him, and I'm very open about that. I don't know why you're so. I mean, ultimately, we understand. We understand that
Maybe-
ultimately
maybe there's something that you're not so-
We ultimately understand that you actually don't have a problem with pronouns. Ultimately, your problem is that you're probably transphobic and you're homophobic, mostly transphobic, and that's why you have such a huge problem with people asking about pronouns, because it ultimately derives from your transphobia.
No, I don't care. It's okay.
It sounds like you care.
I just
Well,
got
now that
offended that
so
you just, it's just
no,
offending. Just is really offending.
it's not.
when somebody
It's
asks.
not. There's nothing offensive about asking for pronouns. Numbnuts.
It is offensive. It's
What's offensive?
offensive.
What's offensive about it?
It's very offensive. I'm just saying.
How? What's offensive about it?
You tell me, buddy.
Well, it must be offensive. He's getting so defensive.
Yeah. What you don't know
You
why
tell
it's
me,
offensive?
buddy.
You're saying it's offensive, but you don't know why
You
it's
tell me.
offensive.
Are you a girl?
Why
Are you a
why are
girl?
you
I
so
can't tell.
why are you so triggered?
You look like a
Why are
40-year-old man.
why are conservative Christians such snowflakes? I will never understand it. Y'all get so triggered by the smallest things, like asking what pronouns are. You're such a baby. Yeah, this is what you sound like. Like,
Yeah, you got a good hairline. I like that
oh
hairline.
no.
That's a nice hairline. Yo, nice hairline, bro. That was like really nice hairline. You got lipstick on? Do you have lipstick on right now? What the hell? Yo, do you have lipstick? Why do you look like you have makeup on, bro? You have makeup on right now? Wait, go get water and put it on your face. Just let me see if you have makeup on.
That's you,
I'm
bud.
actually triggered by the crying baby.
Wait,
All you're
you
doing
actually
is
have lipstick on right now?
all you're doing is crashing out right now, and for some reason you care about whether or not you think I'm wearing lipstick. Yeah, can we get some baby bottles in the can we get some baby bottles in the chat, everyone, for this this
40-year-old
crying
man.
this crying baby snowflake here.
40-year-old
Listen,
man.
I'm not 40.
Get a job.
I have a job. I probably make more money than you do.
Probably right.
What kind
Yeah,
of job?
so stop being jealous. I do this for a
What kind
living.
of job do you have?
I get paid to talk to idiots all day, and it
Oh,
pays
this
well.
is your job?
Yes,
Wait, you haven't even been sent one rose yet, bro. That's like not even a cent.
I get paid on YouTube.
Actually, I
I
think
get
you probably
I get paid on YouTube, you idiot.
what's your YouTube?
The Bible guy. So now that we're done measuring dicks and demonstrating that you are a dick and a transphobe and you're an idiot, and we've wasted 6 minutes on you being a snowflake, are you ready to have a conversation about why your holy book is bullshit?
Okay.
All right. Give me a good reason to think that your holy book isn't bullshit.
Give me one good reason that it isn't. I mean that it is.
Jesus didn't fulfill a single prophecy, and yet the Bible calls him the Messiah. Bullshit.
Jesus fulfill one prophecy.
Yep.
Fulfill
not a
one
single one.
prophecy?
He didn't fulfill one prophecy.
What prophecies did he say he was going to fulfill that he didn't fulfill?
Any of them. He didn't fulfill a single prophecy from the Old Testament.
Which one per prophecy?
Did he bring world peace?
Yeah.
No. Here.
He buried the world peace.
Fun fact, dude. We've had wars, a lot of
He
wars
gave the world peace.
since Jesus came. So no, he didn't bring. So the prophet Isaiah said that in the
He
last
brought
days
peace to the
that
world.
nation will not raise sword against nation,
Jesus,
neither shall
Jesus
they learn
is
war.
peace. Jesus literally.
I don't care.
Jesus
Anyway,
is
so
peace.
you're crashing out for Christ right now. It's
Jesus
kind of
is
embarrassing. Could you act like an adult?
Jesus is peace.
This is
Jesus is
you can keep saying Jesus is peace all day,
Jesus.
but when children are dying in war, I don't give a shit if you think Jesus is peace.
Free will. Free will.
So anyways, does the book of the
Free
prophet
will.
Isaiah say in the last days
Free will.
that
Free will. Free,
I don't give a shit if you think he will or not.
free will.
I don't give a shit. He hasn't. So until he does,
Free will.
free will's not in the Bible, and I don't know what that has to do with
Yes, it
anything.
is. That
So
free will is.
we're not going to pivot to free
It's
will.
in the beginning of the Bible.
I'm not going to pivot to free
It's in the
will.
beginning.
I'm not going to pivot to free will. Stop acting like a baby. Jesus Christ. Control yourself, man.
Okay.
The prophet Isaiah says that in the last days, nation shall not lift sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. That didn't happen. So
No,
what
in the last days of what?
in the last days? And according to the New
No, in the
Testament,
last days, people are gonna be so bad that they're gonna murder each other. What are you talking about?
Isaiah chapter 2 says that nation will not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So was Isaiah wrong?
No. What in the end times you're talking about? In the last days, you're speaking of the end times.
Yep.
No,
Isaiah.
no. The
Yeah,
world
here,
is gonna be
here.
so.
Let's see
The
what the
world will
Bible
be so
says.
bad.
Let's see what the Bible says. Let's see what your Bible says.
People are
Let's
literally
see.
gonna be killing each other at some
I
point.
know you have a theology or whatever, but here, let's see what the Bible actually says.
No, people are actually going to be killing each
Hush,
other at some
hush.
point.
The Bible is being read. Your holy book's being read. The
Yeah,
word
you have
of
a screen that shows
the
stuff. I don't.
I don't give a shit. So I'm gonna read your Bible.
You have a screen.
Relax. Why don't you want me reading the Bible?
Read it.
All right. The word that Isaiah, son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days to come, in literally Acharit Hayamim in Hebrew, in the last days, the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established as the highest of the mountains, and shall be raised above the hills. All the nations shall stream to it. Many people shall come up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and say, come, let's go up to the mountain of the house of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, that he may teach us his ways, that we may walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth instruction and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. He shall judge between the nations, and shall arbitrate for many peoples. They shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Has that happened?
Do people want to listen? Dumb fuck.
What does it have to do with? Do we learn war still?
Are people going to listen?
What does it have to do with? What does it have to do with anything?
Are people going to listen?
Is this
to the Bible?
Is this the?
Yes or no?
Well, no. The
That's
Bible
God
said,
saying that they shouldn't. That's God
No,
saying
no,
that they shouldn't, not saying that they won't. Dumb fuck.
No, it says that nation shall. It doesn't say that they won't listen. It says that nation shall not lift up sword against nation. It says it matter of
That's
factly.
him saying to not do that, dumbass.
Nope, it doesn't say thou shalt not lift up sword against a nation. It says they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. This is a prophecy of the future.
In the end times of who wait. They shall beat their swords into plowshares. What's a plowshare?
Yeah, a plowshare is a tool that you use for like plowing in a field. People used to take their plowshares and then beat them into swords for in times of war. The author here is saying that the exact opposite is going to happen because all nations are going to make peace with each other. Jesus didn't do this. So did he fulfill any prophecies at all?
I'm so confused right now. You're telling me that in the end times people are
I know
gonna
you.
make...
I know you're confused because you never read the Bible a day in your life. So, but did Jesus actually fulfill any prophecies whatsoever?
I'm just asking you what you're saying right now even means.
I think that.
Like, what are you trying to say?
Here,
what are you trying to say?
If I tell you that that nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Do nations currently learn war right now?
Nation shall not lift up sword. Oh, why are you keep saying that? Why do you keep saying that?
Because
that
that's what God
makes no
said.
sense.
Because that's what God says will happen
That's
in the
him
last
saying
days.
that they shouldn't.
No,
Okay,
it doesn't.
he's
It's not.
saying
It's
that
not.
they-
It's not. It's not a commandment saying that you shall do this. It's saying it's a matter. It's a prophecy about what will happen in the future. This is all a prophecy.
What tells you that? Wait, where does it say that's a prophecy of the future?
Yeah, the word of Isaiah, son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. In days to come, the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established as the highest of the mountains. This is all a prophecy from Isaiah talking about what happens to the people of Judah and Jerusalem in the last days and how God will judge between the nations so that they will not wage war against nation anymore.
Jesus didn't fulfill the prophecy.
The prophecy. It's called prophecy. And no, Jesus didn't fulfill any prophecies. So are you admitting
The Old
right now?
Testament itself presents
Are
the
you?
Messiah as a both suffering servant and a resigning king.
Wow, King. I'm glad that you can read from a prompt on the screen. Now, can you point me to an actual prophecy that he did fulfill?
Global peace hasn't happened yet.
Because the Hebrew Bible doesn't present the
Wait, so
Messiah
you're
as a
trying to say
suffering
that global
servant.
peace hasn't happened yet? Is that your point?
Yeah, so failed prophecy. Didn't come to pass.
Oh, that's
You
the prophecy. Global peace.
Yes. So do you have any prophecies that Jesus here? One second. I'm going to write this
Wait,
down right here.
doesn't
One second.
doesn't wait?
One
How
second.
can there be global
One
peace?
one second. One second.
That makes no
Matthew
sense.
Matthew Coyotes can't understand basic language. Yeah, that's how I'll describe this video when I post it. Anyways, so can you point me to any prophecies in the Old Testament that prophesied Jesus, that gave a prediction of the future about the
Oh yeah,
Messiah
I
that
already
Jesus
been
actually
saying the same
fulfilled?
thing.
You haven't said
Peace
anything.
can't happen if people don't change. You know that, right? Peace only happens when peace
Doesn't
when
matter.
when people
Then
change.
then it's a failed prophecy. It hasn't come to pass. So do you know? Just
No,
admit you don't know
it's
any
a
prophecies.
no,
Just
no.
admit it.
Listen,
Just
no,
admit
you're
you don't
just
know any
stupid.
prophecies. No,
The first thing that you brought up, you can't even make a good point.
I'm not the stupid one here. I've actually read the Bible. You haven't. Just tell us you don't know any prophecies that Jesus fulfilled. And we can move on to the next subject.
Yeah, okay. You're judging the prophecy halfway through the story as well,
Wow, so it's again unfulfilled prophecy. And guess
which
what?
is
My
also very stupid.
next
Also,
my next door neighbor is actually the Messiah. He hasn't fulfilled any prophecies, but we're only halfway through the story.
and also, it doesn't even matter because
I know
either way,
because
what you're
evidence
saying
doesn't
doesn't.
matter.
But you're not listening to me.
Yeah,
That's all.
evidence doesn't matter
If you
to
go
people
back,
like
if you go
you.
back and watch this, you'll realize how stupid you are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. I'm sure that will be the case. So you have
I
yet to
promise.
you've yet to give us any prophecies that Jesus fulfilled. I've given us one that he hasn't fulfilled. Can you do any work at all? Can you
Okay,
defend your
if
Bible at all?
world peace. Jesus
Hasn't
hasn't brought world peace. Let me
Yes,
talk
that's
for
a
1
that's
second.
yes,
Shut up.
that's a failed
Shut
prophet.
up.
I asked
Shut
you
up.
not. I asked
Shut
you.
up.
Well, first off, you don't get to tell me to shut up. I'm the one with the mute button, jackass. Can you
Yeah, you
give
want me
us an example of a prophecy
How?
that Jesus did
You won't let me talk.
fulfill, not a prophecy that he
Won't let me
failed
talk.
to fulfill?
Won't
Stop
let me talk.
whining. Stop bitching.
Won't let me talk.
Stop bitching.
Won't let me talk.
You sound like a baby. You sound like a baby.
Okay.
No, stop acting like a
So,
baby. Act like an
your
adult.
first point, your Wi-Fi is garbage.
So act like an adult, or I'll drop you. I don't need you up here. So 0 followers. Guest is just a clown. I think we've all picked up on that. So Matthew, instead of repeating the thing that we already know, that Jesus didn't fulfill prophecy, give us an example of a prophecy that he actually did fulfill.
Jesus brought peace to the world already.
He didn't. He
because
didn't.
Jesus is peace.
Tell that to all the dead Palestinian children who are dying at the hands of Israeli soldiers. Tell them that Jesus brought world peace. Numbnuts.
There is
So
no death.
try again.
God
So try
gives
again.
eternal life. You fucking idiot.
I don't give a shit if you think God gives
God
eternal
gives
life.
eternal life. Fuck.
Stay on
God
point.
gives eternal life. Fuck.
Stay on point.
God gives
If
eternal
you
life. Fuck.
listen, if you can't act
God
like an
gives eternal.
adult, here.
Fuck you.
That was a Christian, guys. When he didn't have an argument in favor of Jesus being Messiah, his only response was "fuck you." Here, I got some for that.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, what a child. I agree, Ashley Ash. What a child. When you can't defend the Bible, just act like a baby. Oh yeah, I should add that here. Acted like a baby the whole time. Lovely. Christian love there. Yep. All right, super chats.
At Brian Peck with the $2. As proof of concept, here's money on YouTube.
Yeah, there you go. Oh man, Jesus Christ. Pokey Gurumi says you'll know them by their fruits. Yeah, and that guy had some very nasty fruit.
And at Brian Peck again with the $5. My proof, it's not bullshit. It shows me it is bullshit. The caller says while crashing out.
Yeah, he had no restraint whatsoever. Rock hard for Duncan. Hell yeah, glitter. Apologists are funny. I wouldn't listen. I don't even think we can really give Matthew the title of apologist because he didn't do any apologetics at all. He just whined. the entire time and cried like a baby. So no, I'm not gonna dignify him by calling him an apologist. He's worse than that. 2 brain cells struggling for 3rd place. AJ Everyday says Yahweh is a storm god and he was windy as fuck. He'd be farting a lot. Yeah. This is Yahweh right here. That was the spirit of God. I wouldn't give Matthew the compliment of funny either. Dalton, how do you define Christian? A Christian is someone who believes that Jesus was the Messiah and the Son of God. That's literally, in my opinion, that's all it takes to be a Christian. All the other nonsense is secondary. Let's see. You're rejecting. Oh wait. Here.
You're rejecting Jesus for not completing a prophecy that no one has completed.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just that. It's not just that Jesus failed to fulfill one prophecy; it's that he hasn't fulfilled any prophecies. Do you have to believe he was God? No. Brianna says so. Mormons, yeah, Mormons I classify as Christians because they think Jesus was the Christ and the Son of God.
At Sir Gamelot with the $4.99. Bro cussed you out because you asked him to only show him one prophecy, typically Holy Spirit.
Yeah, like I'm over here like, show me one Bible prophecy that Jesus fulfilled. His response, fuck you. Jehovah's Witnesses? Yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses are also Christian. They're a Christian cult.
At Jade Tullis with the $2. Matthew lies like his biblical namesake.
Ooh, accurate. Micah 5:2, Jesus didn't fulfill that. But hey, period, whatever your name is. If you want to come up, I can tell you why Jesus doesn't fulfill Matthew 5:2. Not even close. What do you expect from people who think Noah's Ark is a beautiful story and not a genocide? Good point. He was born in Bethlehem. Well, guess what? Micah 5:2 doesn't say the Messiah will be born in Bethlehem, but I'm not going to respond further to you until you come up and talk to me. So I'll just ignore you. Here. In fact, look at this. I'll mute you. And then the only way you'll be able to say anything else is if you come up and talk to me. Matthew Coyote's back in the guest box? Wild. Here, do you guys think we should give Matthew one more chance to act like an adult? Let's see if they can act like a Christian and an adult and be a good representative of Jesus. So Matthew, I'm going to try one more time with you. Can you give us an example of a single prophecy that Jesus did fulfill?
All right, I have a question. Did Jesus raising from the dead, was that a prophecy he fulfilled?
Nope.
That wasn't a prophecy?
Nope. And Jesus didn't resurrect from the dead. So can you give us an example of a prophecy he did fulfill?
So Jesus never rose from the dead?
No, Jesus is still dead. He's a corpse.
Oh, okay. So what's the point of even asking for prophecies if you don't even believe in that? You just waste your life on TikTok all day because you have no life talking about bullshit all day.
Wasted my time. I don't know about you, bud, but I mean, you're the one wasting your time. I'm here having fun with my friends, embarrassing Christians, which is always fun, and then also making money doing this. This is my job. So not wasting my time. You're the one who's wasting their time. How about you actually?
I'm gonna ask you some questions that's steering me away from Christianity.
How about you do what I asked you to do and present us a prophecy that Jesus did fulfill?
Okay, he rose from the dead.
Where is that prophesied in the Hebrew Bible? By the way, when you leave the screen, I can tell.
It's Isaiah 53, 10 through 11.
Isaiah 53. Isaiah, well, we're not going to do more than one at a time. We're only going to do one at a time.
And then he fulfilled it in Matthew.
So
And then he
Matthew,
fulfilled it in Matthew.
so Isaiah 53 is not even about the Messiah. Fun fact. It's about Israel. Isaiah 52 verse 13 calls the individual that suffers the servant. And throughout the book of Isaiah, the servant is repeatedly called the nation of Israel. When it talks about the servant who is in the land of the dead and comes back to life, this is referring to the people of Israel coming out of exile. Read the story of the dry bone, the valley of the dry bones in Ezekiel. It'll tell you that the children of Israel as a collective were seen as a valley of dry bones in their exile, and that their resurrection was when God brought them back from the exile and reestablished them as a nation. So no, this is not a prophecy. It's not even about the Messiah. This is about it's not even a prophecy of the future. It's about the past.
Okay. All right, I'm just gonna be real with you, bro. Like, I really don't give a fuck. I don't believe in shit.
Good deal. Glad we had this talk. Embarrassing. Maybe as he gets older, he'll figure some things out. Wasted. Yeah, he did get, I mean, he wasted like in Grand Theft Auto, like I absolutely annihilated him. Folded. Absolutely. Easy convert. But have you considered nuh-uh? Gee whiz. I'm going to count that as a conversion. You know what? Fine. Why not? Oh my god. Let's see. These callers haven't read anything fucking at all. Reading's hard, guys. Reading the Bible is too much work. What's the best argument you've heard for God? Best argument for God. The problem is that there's a fine tuning is the closest thing you can get to a good argument for God. And it's like a shit argument. Like a deist God or a Christian haven't how do I expand this? There we go. Haven't heard a good one for Christian God. That is true. I haven't heard any good arguments for our Christian God. He said, I will rebuild this temple in 3 days. Fun fact, the historical Jesus never said that. But also, not a prophecy from the Hebrew Bible. That is a person writing after the alleged resurrection of Jesus, saying that Jesus said something. I want an example of a prophecy written before the time of Jesus that Jesus fulfilled. People witnessed him? No. No, Dad. No one witnessed the resurrection of Jesus. Emergence of consciousness from non-living matter. It's not that. I don't think that's really a good argument for God. It's just a good argument for abiogenesis, maybe. I don't know. Brianna says the best argument is not. Brianna, are you gonna come up and ask your questions? I'm dying to talk to you. Let's see. She's a friend. Oh, I know she's a friendly. I've been wanting to talk to Brianna forever because she's a friendly, and I know she's got questions, and I'm super interested to hear from her. Wasn't the Bible passed down from like 2,000 years ago, or am I wrong? Passed down 2,000 years ago? My house is full of people right now. Oh, okay. Maybe later, Brianna. Um, was the Bible passed down from 2,000 years ago? It's been written by a multiplicity of people who spoke at least 3 different languages, 2 different continents. So yeah, it was recorded. No, it was written down. Recorded would insinuate that the Gospels are eyewitness accounts, but we don't know who wrote the Gospels. They're not eyewitness accounts. They are mythologies about Jesus. Where is friend Ashland? Ashland is sick. Oh, actually, I got a message from Ashland. I'm at the I'm at the hospital. Wait a minute. Why? Where are you? Hopefully she's okay, y'all. Everyone, make sure you message Ashland and tell her you're thinking about her and that you hope she gets better. It's probably just because the fever she had hasn't gone away yet. The whole point of resurrection was a prophecy. Brandon Johnson, come up. I don't understand why Christians don't want to come up and actually talk to me. Why they want to sit in the comment section. There is no prophecy in the Hebrew Bible that says that the Messiah will resurrect from the dead. It's not there. Because they don't want to be challenged. Yeah. We got Grim here. Grim, I'm going to ask you 4 preliminary questions, and then we can get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
All right. I am.
Question number 2, are you a Bible believer?
No.
What was that? No? Okay, I'll skip question 3 and go to question 4. What pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
All right, Grim, he, him. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. What brings you up to the Bible Guy show?
I was wanting to see if you could clarify something for me that I keep getting different answers on.
Sure.
Okay, so I've heard that, let's see, I heard it was a mistranslation between, I don't even remember. It's harder to get into heaven than to get a camel through the eye of a needle. I heard that was a mistranslation, and it's actually a knot of camel hair. But then apparently there's also a gate used to get, it was called the needle's eye or something like that. Do you know which one is the accurate information?
The accurate one is like the traditional reading. It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. Now, in the Aramaic, the Syriac translation of the Gospels, contained in what's called the Peshitta, it doesn't say camel. It says, which is gamal. It says gamla, which is a rope. So it's the problem is that it's just the Aramaic is mistranslating what the original Greek said. The Greek says easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. But it doesn't. But it's not rope, and there also isn't actually a structure that was called the eye of a needle. That's just something that like preachers who want to make money created in order to like push out the idea that no, you can have money, you just got to be humble or some nonsense like that. But no, the original intention is that camel versus going into an eye of a needle, like an actual needle.
Okay. I figured you would be the one. Thank you. That's all I wanted.
Happy to help, Grim. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
Oh yeah, actually, I think there was a delay, but you know, that didn't impede the conversation at all, so it worked out. It was fine. Oh, how long have we been on for today? Oh, we've been on for. Oh, wait, what just closed? Nothing as far as I can tell, so we're all good. All right. Yeah, Brandon Johnson, the Psalms are not prophecies. But again, Brandon, why are you staying in the comment section? Come up and talk to me.
At Herbie Shine with the $5. Eon Aris and comment saying how mysterious it is Ashlyn is in a hospital. I wonder if Keon is Kephite. Whoever it is, a massive piece of shit fuckface.
What is Keon saying? I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. It's more like the wisdom of the Chinese farmer. Mods, be keeping a close eye on this individual, and if they say anything sketchy, let me know. What do you mean by eye of a needle? Isn't that the same? Same as what, Rissa? Apparently their Holy Ghost is weaker than Casper. It would seem like that. What do you mean by actual needle? Like a sewing needle with a hole. That's what I mean. Let's see. My Wi-Fi is really slow tonight. Ah, damn. Here. Rissa, I'm gonna ask you some preliminary questions and then we can get into conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
I am.
Question number 2, are you a Bible believer?
I'm sorry, I have a horrible cough, so I apologize for that. No, I'm not. I just came up to ask you more about this eye of the needle thing because I was just confused.
Yeah. And then I'll skip question 3 and go to question 4. What pronouns do you go by?
He, she, her.
All right, Rissa, she, her. Thank you for coming up to the Bible Guy show. What exactly about the Jesus saying about the camel through the eye of the needle did you want to know? Rissa? Rissa, are you there? I'm not frozen, am I, guys?
Can you hear me?
Oh, maybe I was frozen for a second there. Rissa, sorry. I can hear you now,
No
though.
worries. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. What I was saying was, I thought that guy's question was interesting. But I never knew that there was even a like a misinterpretation or discussion about the eye of the needle thing. So
Yeah.
you
There,
said you
there,
said that there was like a translation issue, which I understood up until the point of, so you said the Greeks kind of misunderstood it and said and
no,
used
there's a later Bible translation. So the Greek is the original of the New Testament. Then there is a later Bible translation that was made where the Greek of the New Testament was translated into Aramaic or Syriac.
Okay.
And in the Syriac translators translated it incorrectly as a rope through the eye of a needle instead of camel through the eye of a needle.
Oh, okay. So it was camel originally.
Yeah, it was camel originally and not rope.
Okay. And then you said preachers today use it to make money, which I agree with.
Yeah. Because of the fact that it basically says that you shouldn't be like hoarding wealth and all that kind of stuff. A little while back, some preachers started teaching the idea that, well, the eye of the needle refers not to the eye of a literal needle, but rather to this like big arch structure over in the Middle East that was called the eye of the needle, and you can get into it if you allow your camel to like crawl on its knees, and therefore all it means is that if you want to be rich and go to heaven, you have to be humble. But that's just nonsense that they made up that has nothing to do with like the reality of the matter.
Oh, okay. So the confusion is not about the camel per se, it's more about what the eye of the needle meant.
In that instance, yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm sorry to jump on here as a friendly. I just
No, it's fine. We like having friendlies. It's all good.
I just had no idea. And do you have people in the box, or can I ask another question?
I do have one person in the box, but I think they can wait
Okay.
for one more question. So, what question do you got?
Okay. My only question was, so I jumped on here after Ian's live, and it went straight to yours, which was great.
Hey.
But I was just wondering why don't you get people like Ian to get raids onto your live? So you because you have pretty much the same audience.
They do. Ian does occasionally send raids my way.
Well,
So it does happen
cool.
occasionally. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, he was in a rush to get off, and he was like on for 2 hours longer than he said he wanted to be. So he probably just wanted to hop off. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's all. I love watching you, and keep it up.
All right. Have a good day, Rissa.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, we're gonna bring up Trash Bin, and Trash Bin will be our last guest for the night. So Trash Bin, I'm gonna ask you 4 preliminary questions, and then we can get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation. So, question number 1: are you at least 18 years old?
I am over 18.
All right. Question number 2: are you a Bible believer?
I am actually a friendly, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, that's fine. And then I'll skip question 3 and go to question 4. What pronouns do you prefer to go by?
She, her.
All right, Trash Bin, she, her. Love the profile pic. And what brings you up to the Bible Guys show?
So, actually, I just finished reading the Bible,
W.
and I read it cover to cover, and I started reading I hate to pronounce this wrong, the Tanakh,
Okay.
just to compare differences, and I had a question about 1 Samuel and 2 Samuel, if that's all right.
All right, yeah.
So, in 1 Samuel, it says that Saul, like at the end of it, it says that Saul like fell on his sword and killed himself when his arms bearer wouldn't do it for him after he was injured.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning of 2 Samuel, somebody goes up to David and says that Saul asked him to do it, asked him to kill him, and so he said yes and killed Saul. And then David punished the guy for killing Saul. But I was just confused because that's like totally opposite stories. So I was just wondering, like,
it's generally understood that the man from 2 Samuel is simply just trying to take advantage of coming upon Saul's corpse, and using it as a way of gaining favor with David. He's lying to David, in other words, telling him that he's the one who killed Saul. And David doesn't know any better, and he ends up killing the guy for killing Saul. But yeah, it's pretty much generally understood that the man was just lying to David.
okay. And then one other thing, which was that I found it kind of weird that David refers to Jonathan as someone whose love was more than that of a woman. And I was like, am I crazy? Is that like, that's very gay coded to me.
I mean, there's a lot of we often say on this live to tap that screen like Jonathan wanted to tap King David. But it's the thing is, it's kind of like while men today aren't as intimate with one another in their friendships, people were a bit more open with each other back in the day, and it could literally swing in either direction. It's either that there is romantic attraction between David and Jonathan, or it's just that they are just really close and intimate friends, like Samwise and Frodo. Although people would love to ship Samwise and Frodo as well. Personally, I mean, that's why. I mean, if you're on YouTube right now, everyone, let's see those King David and Jonathan sticker kissing. I have a sticker of Jonathan and David kissing with a gay flag. But yeah, we love what's their celebrity name? Donathan? Yeah, we'll go with that.
I love that. That was all. I was just really confused by
I'm sure there's a book on it though.
the first question I had.
There's a
I
I think there's
guess, you know,
a
that's
book I think there's a book on the subject. Um someone who supported the idea. I would look around. I can't find it off the back of my head, but um uh let's see. Maybe if I can't find it right now, but there are some scholarly works on the subject of like were David and Jonathan lovers. Um so it's open for debate in this scholarship. I'll just say that.
okay. And then I just had one more thing. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm basically what I'm trying to do is read all of these like religious works just to like kind of get a general idea of like what the different religions like believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if you would suggest like the Gnostic Gospels or whatever they're called. I think that's what they're called, Gnostic Gospels or books.
I would if you're interested in like the scholarship on it, sure. I would suggest a book by Bart Ehrman called Lost Christianities, which is all about the Gnostic texts. However, there aren't really Gnosticism doesn't really exist anymore. There are a couple of Christians here and there who claim to be Gnostics, but otherwise, and they're just trying to recreate ancient Gnostic beliefs, but in reality, none of the Gnostic groups that wrote any of those texts exist anymore. Unlike like Muslims and Christians and Jewish people who still exist today, the Gnostics don't exist anymore. But if you want to read them just for the heck of it and for the scholarship on it, then yeah, go ahead and check out Bart Ehrman's book Lost Christianities.
Okay. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm a huge fan, huge follower of you and Justin, Ian, and them. So I was just itching to, you know, figure some stuff out. So thank you.
Happy to help. Always feel free to call in if you have a question.
Alrighty.
All right.
Thank
Have
you.
a good day.
You too.
Okay, Ashlyn just gave me an update. She's had fever of 103 for 3 days. They're giving her fluids and meds. Okay, keep me updated. We're all thinking get better. All right. All right. Who do we want to send a? I'm gonna see if I have any super chats to read first. I do have one. So real quick, I'm just gonna see who is live right now.
Hello.
Hello, Pooh. Let's see. Joel Reads the Bible is live. So we're gonna send a raid to Joel Reads the Bible. Here, how do I get a link for it? We'll go over here to YouTube. Joel Reads the Bible.
You. Just you.
No, not just you. Share, copy, and paste. There you go on YouTube. And there you go on TikTok. There is a link to Joel Reads the Bible. Let them know that the Bible guy sent you. I'm going to read the last super chat for the night, and then we'll end things off.
At Nexus Spectre with the $19.99. Please accept my humble contribution to Duncan, the first prophet of Doug, and Ashlyn, the high priestess of Sharon. I hope she is on the road to recovery.
Absolutely. We'll let her know. In fact, I'll send a I'll screenshot that and send it to her and let her know you're thinking about her. But anyways, I'm getting a breathing treatment. Yay! I don't know what that means. What's breathing treatment? Here I'm gonna. Oop. That was the Discord. Ashland. Paste. Sending. All right. All right. Prefer the show without. Oh, hey, Ron Katz. That ain't cool. No one disses Ashland on this channel, so respectfully, that opinion can go fuck itself. Holy Ghost says, did we just start? No, we just ended. So, anyways, I've been the Bible guy. Remember, everyone, to keep reading, keep learning, and we'll see you all again. What's today? Thursday right now? Then we'll see you all again Saturday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, or maybe a little bit earlier if I'm feeling up to it. So, Yap Hoos and says, and keep grifting. Let the haters hate. They be jealous. They hate me because they ain't me, y'all. All right. We'll see you all again Saturday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. See ya.
Born from dust and questioning fire, wielding truth like a sword of desire. Ancient scrolls and cosmic flame. He tears through myth, he breaks the chain. Echoes of prophets, the stars align. Knowledge and thunder intertwine. Reason ascends where blind faith fell. He reads the word and he reads it well. The Bible guide, seeker of the light. Through time and fire he rides the night. With reason's blade and wisdom's cry. The world shall hear the Bible guide. Scrolls of ages, words aflame. He dares to question every name. From Eden's dawn to Calvary's sky, he breaks the chains of every lie. Logos, Logos, the word and the flame. Reason shall rise and truth has a name. The